And we are coming down in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Getting Sports with Drunk. I'm your hostess, Cupcake Cake Quick Souls, and I'm joined by...
the man of many names.
I'm K Souls Capone.
And
I am K Souls the Mass.
all right. He didn't really know what was going on. So in case you haven't gathered, it's Kyle Souls Appreciation Day. For no reason at all. Like, it's not like it's his birthday or anything.
Well, today is we're starting something for the fans to get to know us more.
Yep. So every week until Christmas, I guess.
We're gonna have Appreciation Day for everyone.
Yep. So we had to dress up in our best soul attire. I know Mock isn't gonna do it. He kept making jokes. I did a pretty good job.
Maxine Washable, or AKA
Yoshi.
Gilberto, is on his way.
Yeah. And then, so, Mass, you can't be K-Quick Mass. You have to be, like, Kyle nickname. Do you know any of them?
No,
You've listened to the shows. You can be Mojito.
I will be Mojito.
Okay.
Mojito.
So we've got Mojito, K-Quick Souls.
K Souls Capone.
And today I'll be known as Brother Souls.
Brother Souls.
Brother
Nat
Souls.
King Souls was about to make an appearance.
Nat King Souls was a very funny name.
Or
Yoshi's
I
always
was gonna
good.
go with Pocketea Souls.
Gilberto's good.
I think Nat King Souls is the best of all time.
Nah.
Nah?
I like Pocketea Souls. Pocketea.
I still think my favorite is Gilberto.
I hate that one.
I know. Although you were really all about K-Quick Souls for a minute.
Yeah. Actually, fuck it. Today I'm going after Milwaukee.
Oh yeah, that's a good one too. That's one of the nicknames given by outside of the group. Starting lineups. Milwaukee.
Milwaukee is not drinking Milwaukee's best, which he's very upset about. I am trying
Said he's
something
drinking
new.
Massachusetts best.
I'm drinking something new today. It's Wally juice from, I don't know fucking what it is. It's Wally juice. That's all you guys need to know.
K Souls Capone. Is that your beer?
Yeah, that's what I
Where'd
bought.
you get that?
I bought it from you.
No,
When I went to,
we don't sell that.
yeah.
No, we don't sell that.
Well, I got it from CT Bev in Middleton.
We don't sell that brand.
Well, that's where I got it.
You didn't.
I got all of it the day I went with Rita.
We don't sell that brand.
Her name's not Rita today. It's Yoshi.
Yoshi.
Yeah, she looks like Yoshi.
Can you do the tongue thing for me? No. I'm sorry. Can't hear you.
Rebecca watched The Rifleman as a kid. She didn't play Mario.
I'm fucking surreal right now.
But from Branded Brewing, I have, Daikaju. Don't know how to pronounce that.
I feel like that's not how we should.
Yeah, that's
pronounce
probably
it.
not the best.
Daika.
Yeah, no, I understand how it's
I-
spelled, but those are two like derogatory terms that you just mushed into a word.
The pronunciation
You
is...
literally just created the new Chinaman.
I like it. Anyway,
We should call it David Njoku.
is it
But-
not to Daikju? Is that what that's called?
Yeah, okay. I, K Quick Souls, am drinking Stone's Brewing Macau. It's a Stone Totalitarian Imperial Russian Stout.
Nice.
And I will be drinking Coors Light tonight because I unfortunately am on call, so I should probably not be drinking right now.
No mojito?
No mojito.
You know, we got Milwaukee a mojito one time. He hated it. Then we tried to... Remember when we made you that half-ass mojito at the house? We didn't have, like... all we had was the rum, so, like, I used, like, mouthwash and, like, Splenda packets.
Wasn't very good.
Nah.
Mojito suck.
All right, well, that's the show.
Take care, y'all.
nah. Toast to excellence? Do you have one, mojito?
Yeah. I think it was Demarius Randall on the Browns. Intercepted AJ or Andy Dalton and then ran over and gave the ball to Hugh Jackson.
IR Andy Dalton.
Very funny.
I don't even know how he got hurt.
Hurt his thumb.
Milwaukee, toast?
That's how we went out last year, isn't it?
I think so.
My toast of excellence is going to be to Leonard Fournette, and I forgot the Bills guy for giving us the second best fight in the last
Shaq
year.
Lawson.
Shaq Lawson. Fantastic fight. I don't know who won, but the Bills won in hindsight, so.
Mine is to Phillip Rivers, 28 of 29, and breaking the record. Can't remember who previously held by.
No, he tied it.
Tied it, didn't break it.
He tied Tannehill's record.
Tied
25
Tannehill's. I thought he-
completions.
Okay.
I'm
But,
pretty sure he tied it.
But it was 22 complete to start his day, and actually pulled him, halfway through. But 20 of 29, 345 yards, something to that effect. But good for him.
Mine's to Robin Lopez for just the most ridiculous celebration after making a 3-point shot ever. Did you see that one? He made like a little pot, then made like the mellow 3 sign, and then stirred the pot, and then drank it like a shot, and
That's
then
awesome.
and then just kept backpedaling to the hoop. It was just so ridiculous, and I loved it so much. I also would like to give a dump of boo, because I don't know what else to call it. What's a name you would say? Souls Appreciation Day. But to Maxine, what's his name today? What's
We
his
gave him Gilberto.
Gilberto? I'm the only person in 2 years that hasn't gotten a birthday post on the Getting Sports with Drunk Instagram page. 2 birthdays have come and gone since we've been doing this. Yet to get a post. Everybody else has gotten one. Bullshit!
Don't have your birthday near Thanksgiving.
Should have nothing to do with it.
Dump a boo for Mock Sheen Washable. I will agree with that sentiment, especially because he's not here. You got to pour it on. Well, we don't know who or choose not to remember who lost trivia last week, but we can do around the horn actually we have to kind of do it around the horn anyway.
If we do.
A celebratory fireball.
I don't love Fireball. I don't want anybody to think that. But for softball, it's the easiest thing to drink before the games. Because they come in 20. They come in the bucket.
Well, it's only because they come with a bucket is why you're saying that.
So this is to Souls Appreciation Day. The Fireball.
The what?
Fireball. Oh, man. That's gross.
We have a retaliation for Mock. He goes, I haven't got a birthday post either, you hoes.
That's okay, but he's the one that runs the social media.
Listen, out of my head.
Rebecca, take a whip.
Oh, it's not Rebecca. Shot.
What's her name today?
Yoshi.
Private Stock.
Yeah,
There's gonna be a lot of fuck ups. Lot of fuck ups.
Now that we changed the bottles, it looks even worse
Look at
now.
that. It looks like a vintage.
Looks like cough syrup.
That hurt. If you didn't have the hat.
Well, it's Souls Appreciation Day, so I'm gonna keep doing this all fucking show. All right, let's start some game recap, or no, let's do some game preview.
All right, we'll do the game preview. Got a name today. Oh, he's gone. Anyway. So, Texans, Titans, huh?
So let me get that back to you real quick. Can't read. Damn it.
Yeah, Texans Titans on tonight. I think the Texans are on 8 straight wins, 7,
7, I think.
7 or 8.
Hoping
Impressive winning streak.
Yeah, hoping they
And
lose.
Tennessee's coming off a bye week after they upset New England, right?
No, they lost last week.
Oh yeah, they did. Yep,
They got blown out.
they're having a weird season.
They don't have Mariota, I think. Unless he got cleared to play.
Oh, did a good start for us.
Who fucking cares?
Well, either way, I mean, it's a type of deal. Tennessee has been up and down, like you said. You don't really know what to expect. They're either going to play amazing or...
Well, you know what? They're playing a good team, so I'm expecting a win.
Yeah?
Tennessee.
No. But I'm really hoping for a win.
Well, you got a score prediction?
Tennessee 13, Houston 10.
Machine has his prediction of 24-17 Houston. I have Houston winning as well. I'm a homer for Houston. I think they're the better football team anyway. They win 30-17.
Titans win 18-14.
And Mass chooses the Titans.
It's private stock shot, his name.
Fuck.
Souls
17 to 13.
appreciation.
We're here. Well, I'm gonna crack my mystery beer here.
It tastes
Yeah,
like
we never-
tomato
We
juice.
never opened our beers.
It's like tomato juice.
I'm not kidding.
I can't get my beer open.
That was like it hurts.
It's just a cork. What's gonna happen? Oh, the cork shattered his teeth. Well,
I can't. Well, someone's gonna talk.
We're all just infatuated with you trying to do this. All right,
So it's not coming out.
so we'll go to the Thursday game first. All underwhelming games.
So the cork's like ripping.
So Bears Lions.
All right. Well, I guess I'm not drinking this tonight.
let me see if I can find those pliers.
We're not gonna find them. We gotta talk. We got stuff to talk about.
So Bears Lions.
Bears Lions.
Chase Daniels got the start.
Ugly game. Ugly game. First two games were very
All three games.
well. The first game was ugly. The second game started off that way, and then got somewhat exciting if you're a fan. And then the third game was just everything we expected it to be. But yeah, Bears Lions. Chase Daniels started. I think he was like 225 yards wise. I think he was like around 70% completion. 2 touchdowns, no picks.
Took care of the ball.
Yeah, they weren't able to run the ball again as per usual. That's been the story of the Bears this year. 2 great running backs, no ground game. But like I said, Chase was doing okay, taking care of the ball. They weren't committing turnovers. Stafford threw 2 picks, including what ended up being the dagger. Eddie Jackson with his second consecutive pick 6 of back-to-back games.
Defense is kind of. I'm not saying going to carry the team, but they're.
Well, the defense is able to the defense is able to play in games when the offense can't do well, or if they are in a situation. Now,
When they have to carry them, they can't.
what's going to be interesting is are they going to be able to hold up against an explosive and somewhat upward trending Giants offense if Trubisky is in fact out, which he might be. So, if he's out, that'll be a different story. I mean, because even with Trubisky, sometimes they struggle to move the football, so it'll be an interesting matchup on Sunday.
The Lions just can't move the ball.
They can't move the ball. Stafford doesn't have anybody to I mean, Galladay is a good young receiver that's going to be a good receiver in this NFL.
He's a 2, though.
In the NFL. Right, well, right now.
I don't think he's never.
But even if he becomes a 1, he's not going to be it yet. At the end of the day, if his ceiling's a 2, he's a 3 now. And if his ceiling's a 1, he's a low-level 2 right now. Either way, he's not a star. And Kerryon Johnson didn't play. And even if he did, he's not a difference maker yet. He's good. He's a very good running back, but he's not. It's not Saquon Barkley. It's not who he is right now.
But LeGarrette Blount got 2.
Yeah, LeGarrette Blount got 2. He was eating it up on the ground, 80 something yards, I think. And yeah, just the Lions are just they're hurting.
They're in a weird spot.
The offensive line is not good, but they played okay. Their defense isn't good, but it played okay. They have an okay run game, above average, around average.
They're just an okay team.
Yeah, they have average receivers, and then they have a guy that's taken the reps first time as a head coach. The shining light on that team is the quarterback, and he's got nobody to get the ball to.
It's a full team of okay players and nobody's clicking.
So then we got the Cowboys and Redskins. Boy, are the Redskins hurting, huh?
Yeah.
Offensive line is all hurt. I think 4 of their starters were out. Alex Smith was out. Colt McCoy was just kind of slinging the ball for some reason.
Is number 25 there, the running back?
Chris Thompson.
Is he expected any timetable for comeback? Or
He was supposed to, but he hasn't. Apparently, he has a really bad rib injury. It was worse than I expected. I don't think he was supposed to miss 4 or 5 games.
Yeah, not that he's the answer, but I feel like they kind of. He was a guy catching passes out of the backfield, kind of could bail out whoever is throwing the football. But you're right, it's just a team that's hurting, and that division now is kind of
Dallas is
yeah, exactly.
Well, I can see them losing because they have a pretty tough schedule coming up.
Yeah, they still have to play Philly again. Division games are not always the easiest. I mean, the Giants look like they'll get to that game, but they look like they had a home run in the first quarter, and we all know what happened.
Cooper was a star of that game.
Yeah, Cooper played really well. Elliott played well. Dak played well. The defense played really well. They just everything clicked for them that game, and it's one of those things that I think you brought it up to me. when they're clicking on all cylinders, they have the ability to run away with that division in a hurry and then get embarrassed in the first round. Because I just don't think that they're ready to compete with. They have a lot of really good pieces, but not enough togetherness pieces.
Well, they have a real test this week, Thursday night in New Orleans.
Yeah. Which, the thing is, I can see them winning that game and then losing out the season. Can you see that?
Yeah.
I can see that. Are they in New Orleans?
I think so.
Yeah, they'll probably lose.
Any other takes?
No, for that game.
Pretty upsetting ending by beer.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty upsetting ending like this.
Keep working on it. We'll try to find some.
I
some
can't. There's nothing to
tools.
grab. Falcons Saints. Speaking of Saints, just everything we thought it would be. Anybody who was playing fantasy football, if you had Drew Brees, great. If you had any other star on that team, you were pissed. I think it was 4 undrafted free agents. That's not gonna do. What am I gonna do with that?
I don't know. Just give it a shot.
No.
Plastic
What am I gonna do? Cut the rest of the top off and then not
Cut through the bottle.
give him a private stock? That's a private stock moment.
Ooh, look at that.
It was just, I think, what was it, 4 undrafted free agents or something like that? It's caught touchdowns for the Saints. I mean, they just steamrolled the Falcons. The Falcons didn't have anything going on. They weren't clicking offensively. A lot of costly turnovers. I think they had 4 or 5 turnovers in that game. And there were, I think, a couple of them were in the red zone.
We feel you, Falcon fans.
Well, it's funny. There was a period in the first half where they picked off Breeze. Hey, maybe they could find a way to be in this, and got to that fade fast.
Well, then the Saints got the ball back right away and scored.
Yep. Like they do all the time.
That's pretty much how that game went. Saints just being the Saints.
Yeah.
And we got to Sunday. Bucks Niners.
Just a real game of who's not.
Jameis played well.
Yeah.
29
Cameron
of
Brate
38.
threw a touchdown to Cameron Brate. I think Barber had a touchdown too.
Yeah.
And then the 49ers, I mean, they're just
Going through the motions now.
Yeah, they're going through the motion. I mean, I think that Garoppolo getting hurt was good for them in a way, only because it really is giving them a chance to see skill position wise where they need to really improve. Because I think I don't think Garoppolo is like Andrew Luck yet, but he's an up and coming quarterback, and he can definitely make his receivers look better. So it's good to know what you actually have versus what you appear to have. So, it's just good for them. They competed. They're still fighting every game. They're not throwing the towel in or anything like that. And we got a high draft pick at the end of it.
Bucks or whatever.
The Bucks are just confusing because what are they going to do with Jameis Winston? I don't know. Are they going to give him his 5th year? There's a lot of money on a quarterback that does for an organization that doesn't seem if they know they want to keep him or not.
It depends. It depends on how he plays the rest of the year, I think.
Yeah, but why? But why? If Jameis Winston goes out the rest of the year and he throws 14 touchdowns and 5 picks, why is that any different than what he's been doing the rest of the year? It's just, would you really be comfortable in making the quarterback of your future decision based off of the last 4 games of the season versus everything he's done the past 3.5 years?
The thing is, with Jameis, I think he's a good leader and a good locker room guy.
See, I don't think so.
He is because people respect him.
Yeah, but I think the team likes Jameis Winston, but I think the team is very impressionable because they were all behind Fitzpatrick when he was playing well.
Yeah,
But they were all about Fitzpatrick. All about Fitzpatrick. The team just wants whoever's throwing the football. I don't think they really give a shit who it is. They're just we're just gonna go out and publicly support the guy throwing the football. Fitzpatrick's not the guy of the future. Obviously. He's 40? And I don't think Jameis Winston's their long-term option.
He's a Harvard grad, though.
I don't think Jameis Winston's their long-term option, and I think that they're risking everything by giving him that 5th-year option. A lot of money, and if he gets hurt...
It's definitely interesting to see.
But he's just been consistently below average. That's the thing. Even so, if he goes out for 4 games and puts up great numbers, okay. So... when's this, is that what he's going to do next year?
You take a quarterback in the draft, or you sign somebody that...
I think they take a quarterback in the draft. I think they take a quarterback in the draft and they re-sign Fitzpatrick.
My thing is...
I think they let Winston walk.
They have way more holes to fill than quarterback.
No, I agree with you, but...
But to this point, how long can you wait? I mean...
I don't know. I don't have the answer to that, but the thing is, the running game is very bad. Their defensive game is fucking atrocious.
I understand what you're saying, but the thing is Like, what are you going to do? You're going to give, so now you're going to give Winston all this money. It's easier to fill all the other voids outside of quarterback through free agency than it is quarterback. Quarterback is 9 times out of 10 a draft solution. Very rarely are you picking up a quarterback in free agency or trading for one that's going to change your franchise. Teams like the Saints got lucky. But the rest of them, I mean, when's the last time you saw a quarterback signed in free agency that went in and made a huge difference? Peyton Manning. And then before that, I mean, like, Michael Vick played really well with the Eagles, but it's not like he changed the franchise. He didn't win him a Super Bowl or anything. Peyton Manning took him to 2. Well, took him to 1. Defense took him to the other. But regardless, I just don't. It's a lot of money that they could be giving to other players that they really desperately need. And I think that Jameis Winston maybe needs a new change of scenery. Maybe he needs to compete for a starting job. I don't know. But I don't think he's the answer for that team. And why waste the money?
Yeah, I agree.
Especially because they're probably going to be bringing in a new head coach next year.
Oh yeah,
Bye-bye,
So
Dirk.
just-
he's gone.
Yeah, so just drop ship. A new guy coming in isn't going to want somebody that throws an average of like 2.5 interceptions a game anyway. He's going to want to draft his own team. So get rid of Winston and let him draft. Let him draft and sign. This is like the perfect opportunity. You have a young quarterback that you thought was going to be the answer and isn't. A head coach that you thought might be the answer and isn't. And now you have the chance to not only hire a new head coach, but let him pick a shiny new quarterback at the same time. And you get to work the whole system as one.
I like it.
All right.
Bad voice crack there. All right, what do we got?
Okay, I'll let you take this one. Pats Jets.
Pats, Jets. Well, you know, we really thought the Jets were going to give them a run early on. Scoring first. McCown played okay.
McCown played McCown football.
He played okay. At the end of the day, the Patriots weren't going to be beat like that. You know, they Tom Brady kind of had a slow start, picked it up. He ended up throwing 2 touchdowns, 250-plus yards, something like that. Once they got ahead, they just coasted. The Jets, unfortunately, another year, it seems like they don't know what they want to do, and they don't have the guys to do it with. So it's just, you know, it's the Jets-Patriots game that we see every year. And it's a shame because I feel like McCown didn't lose him that game. You know, it's just when McCown played, like you said, it's McCown football, but he didn't suck. He played good enough for just New England was better that
Well,
day.
for me, the headline of the game would be the game of the comebacks. Like, you got Gronk come back, made a big impact. You got Sonny Michel came back, made a big impact.
Yeah, basically they got their starting lineup again, pretty much.
Which is rare for them this year.
Yeah.
Um,
And not that Gronkowski had an explosive day, he just was impactful.
he got a touchdown.
Right.
You know, he made the first down catches.
Yeah.
That's what he's there for.
Exactly.
Next game we got is Philly Giants.
Now, I'll tell you what a watch that game in its entirety, basically. Giants, they were clicking in the first half. And,
Barkley was the reason why they were doing so good, and then
Yeah.
they just
No.
stopped.
that's the interesting thing you brought up, because that was all the commentators were talking about was why he had so few touches in the second half. And I don't ever know if I found out a reason.
I just think they got away from the game plan.
Which is just surprising, because, I mean, there was a period of time where he just wasn't on the field at all.
No, because Barkley had almost 100 yards in just the first half
Yeah.
alone. He had 2 touchdowns, and then as soon as he was gone from the game, their whole offense stopped. Granted, Eagles are not the same team, clearly. Wentz doesn't look good right now. Offensive line looks terrible. Their defense is still pretty trash. They're
Yeah.
not. Golden
Well,
Tate hasn't done nothing for them. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, I'll just say, like, to your point about the defense, I mean, the secondary is really beat up. And I guess you could say perhaps old. I mean, just... Ridley's going to fix his bottle right now. But you had a feeling watching is every time the Giants didn't score and the Eagles did, like, oh, man.
But you can compare the Eagles secondary to the Redskins offensive line, how beat up they are. But it just, they got to do something quick. I mean, they're 5-6, the only game out. They have to beat the Cowboys.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down
Well,
to.
it makes things very interesting now with the Redskins kind of maybe not being the favorite anymore. And perhaps the Eagles can make a push late. I don't know. There's a lot to be seen. But what a very devastating loss for the Giants. They were in it the whole first half, and then it just They watch it slip right through their fingers.
Next game we got is Ravens 134-17.
Yeah.
I take out of this game that Lamar Jackson is still not ready.
Same.
He threw 2 picks.
He
Correct.
was 14 for 25, 178 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. They won this game because the Raiders are fucking terrible.
Right.
I'm sorry. Raiders are not good anywhere.
It also goes to show that I think this game also proved that Joe Flacco doesn't know how to utilize the weapons he has because Crabtree looked great. And that's the only time we've said that this season.
Now, I didn't get a chance really to watch any of the highlights of this game. Was he kind of like running all around like last
He
year?
ran.
Design?
He didn't run as much, but like the Ravens had a punt return for a touchdown. Ravens defense had a pick six. So right there, that's 14 points. So if you take away those 14, it would be 20-17. The Raiders came out of the bat early. You know, they played well in the beginning and then they faded away. That's fine. I still don't believe it's Derek Carr's fault for this team. I just think that they're hurt and bad. I'm not saying like hurt. I mean, their offensive line is poor, and I believe that their weapons around him are poor.
Would you agree or disagree that the hearts aren't in it? They're just playing to play for next season.
I don't even know if I don't even know if it's that, but like, I don't know. If Derek Carr, I honestly see him being moved this year. I don't think him and John Gruden get along. To be honest with you.
So what you're saying in the offseason?
I think Derek Carr is done in Oakland after this year.
Yeah.
Jacksonville.
They say I keep seeing posts for that. You know,
The bench Bortles next week.
Huh, speaking of that,
Cody Kessler, baby.
speaking of that, we're at that game now. Bills Jags.
How about the Bills jumping out 14-0? Like, oh, this can't be. Then Jacksonville made it interesting. It was 14-14, and then
As soon as Fournette got thrown out of the game, they fell apart.
scoreless. And Jaguars had a chance to move ahead. They missed a field goal. And then I believe something weird happened with that too.
Well, they were at like the 3-yard line, and then they kept moving backwards.
Yeah.
Like, I think it ended up being like third and like goal on like the 30 because they kept getting penalized.
Right.
Like Bortles, I'm sorry, he's done. Ian Jackson, he's no longer the quarterback there. He can't move the ball. They only allow him to throw like 10, 12 passes a game. He had 23 passes, but that's because he was forced to throw at the end of the game.
He was under 100 yards in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. You know, Bills got their quarterback back. Josh Allen didn't play fantastically, but since he's been in the lineup, he's been winning for them.
Yeah, I think that maybe not the missing piece, but definitely
he's a very heartful player. Like, he brings a lot of heart to this game for them. Where like he's willing to put his body on the line. He's willing
the stiff arm he had?
like he hurdles players. He's making. Granted, if you're my quarterback, like, dude, cut that shit out. But like he's exciting to watch. Like, he was 9 for 19 for 160 yards and a touchdown. But he also had 13 carries for 99 yards. The biggest thing from Josh Allen today is not turning the ball over, which the other quarterbacks had.
right. And the score didn't dictate how the game went. You know, Jacksonville scored a touchdown late.
Yeah.
It was just kind of like
Bills kind of dominated for most of the part.
Yeah.
And then the fight broke out, which was pretty wild. I mean, that got Fournette a game suspension. So, like, Jaguars are at the bottom looking in.
Yeah. Foreseeably, it is. It's the end. It's the end for them.
Yeah. Next game we got is Seattle, Carolina. This is a game where Carolina beat themselves once again. Last week it was going for 2. This week it's being too complacent and trying to make a 52-yard field goal, which their kicker missed.
Yeah. Well, as expected, that game was on paper supposed to be really good, and I think it was.
It was. Chris McCaffrey,
Unbelievable.
he had 125 rushing yards for the touchdown, 17 carries, and 11 catches for 112 yards receiving in a touchdown.
And not to say that he's ever been a disappointment in his career, but I think this is the day that when he was drafted, like, we wanted this explosive day.
Well, he's had these games. Like, he has. Like, he's had these type of games already this year. But, like, Kim played really well. He did. 25 for 30, 256, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. But the interception was kind of whatever. I mean, that didn't really hurt him.
I don't know that. I don't know if Christian McCaffrey would be as good though if he didn't have such a mobile quarterback. I think receiving the ball he would still be lights out. I just don't know, like the I don't care what you play or who you're playing, what defensive coordinator you have. You're running slightly different schemes than normal when you're playing against somebody like Cam Newton. So when you're playing against somebody like Cam Newton, you are automatically keeping one of your middle linebackers from blitzing almost always in case he decides to break contain and goes, which now opens up that middle portion a lot for a runner, especially somebody as compact as him. It's different if it was like Marshawn Lynch or something like that. Like, you know, like he's a big guy, like they can kind of close that gap and slow him down so that the middle linebacker might be able to come up and get the tackle. But McCaffrey can squeeze right through it and right out of that little gap, make a cut, and is going to outblow that linebacker every single time and be gone.
But like, I agree. But the thing is, like, that's why I think McCaffrey's so good for them and why they wanted him to give Cam that
dump
safety
off.
blanket, and he's been perfect for that. On the other side of the ball, though, Russell Wilson's looking good right now.
Oh my! Ladies and gentlemen, now joining us,
Guy's got moon boots with
Mark, Gene
him.
Washable,
Drink.
Gilberto. I just actually still owe a shot from the previous time.
But Russell Wilson had 339 yards
terrible.
and 2 touchdowns. They played better with Chris Carson in the lineup. This is very funny.
Very Souls-esque.
They play a lot better with Chris Carson in. I believe he's more of a very physical runner. But like, it's the guys that aren't the big names that's really getting it done for them. I'm not saying Ty Lockett's not a big name, but guys like DJ Moore, who had a four catches.
Kyle, you're just saying that because you picked him up in fantasy.
No, I know. I had him in our league. DJ Moore played for the. Oh shit! Hold on.
Well, while he's doing that, you and the man.
Oh, David Moore. I'm sorry.
You
Private
and
side.
Mojito. I had to perform surgery on my beer because my cork ripped right off.
I was able to hear it the whole car ride here.
Well, so while they were doing that, I was rifling through my tool bag and I sawed off the rest of the cork with a hacksaw, and then screwdrived a hole in to alleviate pressure and push the rest of the cork down in, but keeping it intact to not get cork in my beer. And now I'm drinking it little by little because the cork keeps floating back up to the neck. So I gotta get a good spot where the cork goes sideways and just slam a third of the beer so the cork's not an issue anymore.
There you go.
Yeah.
David Moore had over 100 yards. Russell Wilson's is getting it done. But like I said, the Panthers beat themselves. They should have tried to pick up the first down at least and keep moving the clock and gain insurance and get more for less fuel for Connor. He's been struggling the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, ever since he hit that clutch game winner. Is that against the Giants, the one they hit, the really long one? No, who's that against?
What are we talking?
The 63 yarder.
Oh,
Gano.
Graham Gano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that against the Giants?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Still
Yep.
burns.
That was really cool.
with the
But
intensity.
like the Seahawks are playing good football. They're now in the driver's seat to make the playoffs.
They're in the driver's seat to hold the first wild card
Like-
or
like-
second wild card
Like
spot.
no one thought that they were going to do that this year.
Obligatory fuck the Seahawks.
And now they have an easier schedule, so they can hold on to it easily. But let's not talk about that. Next game we got Browns Bengals. We'll let Gilberto take care of this one.
Listen, me and Kyle were arguing yesterday.
Oh, private stock.
Can I just have a one round the horn so I know whose name is who?
Yes, but you still have to do the private
That's
stock.
fine.
You've been listening to the show.
That's not the private side, by the way.
Milwaukee. Gilberto.
Quesos Capone.
K. Quick Souls.
Mojito.
Ah, all right. I'm gonna mess that up. But
That's okay. We've all been messing it up.
listen, the Browns have been playing good football all year. I think with Hugh Jackson gone, we're going to see them improve because he's awful. Baker Mayfield is fun to watch, and he's executing well. Nick Chubb is running the ball really well.
Nick Chubb is giving me a chub.
But
Private stock.
we're going to see the Browns on an upswing, and the Bengals are toast. They're all done.
Oh, she's Yoshi, by the way.
I won't be talking to her.
Especially with Andy Dalton being up for the year.
Yeah, Dalton's gone for the season. Green is hurt. That team they're toast.
Mixin', baby.
Can this be the year where Marvin Lewis is finally gone?
No,
and
because of
replaced
the
by Hugh
injuries.
Jackson.
They already talked that Hugh Jackson might take his spot.
It's
Marvin-
basically the same thing.
Marvin
It's
Lewis.
worse.
No, Marvin Lewis won't go because the only reason the record is so bad is because they didn't have AJ Green, and now Andy Dalton got hurt, so that ruined their playoff chances. It's not Lewis's fault; it's injury's fault.
They just
All
find
15
ways.
years was
They-
Lewis's fault.
They find way for him to be staying.
They're the Cowboys of the AFC.
That's pretty much about the game. Baker Brown beat the shit
Yeah,
out of him.
Mayfield's playing good football.
Yeah, Browns played well.
All right, Matt, we'll let you take this
Bengals
one.
one of the 4 teams.
Mojito.
the Browns are one of
Private
the
stock.
the Browns are one of the 4 teams to have competed in No Win November. It was the Bengals,
Oh yeah,
the Cardinals, and
I just saw that too. Who's?
Jaguars.
Oh yeah.
All 4 of those teams winless in November. Bears were undefeated in November.
L.A., Arizona.
Were you guys undefeated in November? Did you lose to the Rams in November?
Yeah, they're off to the Saints.
Yeah, we
Or
lost.
Saints,
the Saints.
sorry,
I
yeah.
couldn't remember if that.
I
was
asked if you lost to the Rams.
He did.
Probably suck.
No, I
yes.
caught myself. Dicks.
Arizona and LA. Phillip Rivers matched a completion
25.
record with Ryan Tannehill of all people.
Yeah.
Gross.
Hey, he gets 5-yard passes.
He was 25. He was 25 completions. I think he did. I think he opened the game on 25 for 25, and then went.
He did.
And then finished. What was it? 28 for 29.
20 for 29.
He finished with a all-time completion record, minimum 20 passes, 93 point.
No, it was like
something.
98 something.
Was it?
Yeah,
Okay.
Dick. Yeah, Dick Vermeil.
I was very excited
Won
at
a
the
Super Bowl
beginning
with the
because I have a soft spot in the heart for Cardinals because they're Kurt Warner Bros. And I was like, oh, they actually look like they're going to be able to do something, and then they weren't able to do anything.
Well, they started off the game 10-0.
Hey, I'm
That's why I was
totally
like-
cool. Phillip Rivers so far this year is the 0-3 quarterback that's on fire. El Fuego.
What's cool about the Cardinals, though,
04.
Hashtag Souls Appreciation.
Fitzy scored another one.
Yeah, he did.
Wasn't it 0-3? Didn't
04 They were the 04 draft.
Here you go.
Whatever.
were they?
I wasn't gonna make it do the shot. I'm just.
I thought they were the 03
just
draft.
drafting. No.
But
Whatever. Eli and Ben still suck.
the thing with the Cardinals, I don't think they play too terribly.
Wow.
That's the thing.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, wait, hold on. Souls Appreciation.
I don't think the Cardinals play terribly in this game.
Absolutely not.
I think the Cardinals are in the right direction. I think Brian Leftwich is really taking the offense to the next step. Just their offensive line is fucking terrible, and they can't block anybody.
Can you imagine what this game would have looked like week 2 for them?
True. But also, a big takeaway from this game
Is
Melvin
that Joey
Gordon,
Bosa's making a difference
Melvin.
back.
Melvin Gordon hurt
Melvin
his
Gordon.
MCL. He
Oh.
might be out next week, and the Chargers
He's-
really need to
it's
win.
He's
looking
already
like
out
2
for
to
2
3
weeks.
weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yes!
All right.
Sorry.
Wow.
So it'll be Austin Eckler running all over you guys.
No, we have two it back. We'll get to them in a minute.
It's good news for my fantasy team.
Anyways, you shut your whore mouth.
No, just,
But
Joey Bosa's back makes a big difference with the defense, though.
He
Oh,
does,
yeah.
but that, I feel like the offense now is going to hurt a lot from Melvin Gordon being gone.
No, I understand that, but it's like
I think it'll hurt
with
a lot
Melvin
less
Gordon
than you
being
think.
gone, but Bosa being back, it's just like what we had earlier about the Bears discussion. Like, it makes the defense a much more formidable side of the ball that can do damage and get turnovers and stop offenses, and then the offense just has to play careful. And at the end of the day, it's not like I understand. I agree with you. The offense is definitely going to be hurting, but it's not like they still don't have a top 10 receiver and a top 10 quarterback. I mean,
Next week is going to be a big game for both teams. But we'll
Each
get to
one
that.
each-
Is,
the
is Keenan
Eckler.
in the top 10 this year?
I think I'm
Is-
in just my opinion. I think
Oh,
he's a top
okay.
10 receiver.
I don't know, like, statistically.
I would say I don't know.
I think, in my
stat-wise.
opinion, he's a top 10 receiver.
That's fair.
Can I take the next one? I'm very excited for this one.
Yeah, Steelers.
No, Kevin's going to take that one. I'm going to chime in now.
Get Bob on the phone.
Colts Dolphins.
What a game!
Dolphins were up 24-14 at one point. And then I looked at my phone 10 seconds later, and the Colts were up 27-24.
10 seconds.
I don't think Andrew Luck got sacked again,
I don't know.
No, I think he got sacked.
Did he?
I have to double check that, but
but
I think he either got sacked or he got hit really hard.
Oh, he got hit pretty good when he caught that
he-
pass.
yeah.
one
What a
one sack.
stupid
One
play
sack.
that was.
He got sacked finally. Okay.
Wear these things. It's so hot.
Oh, skivvies?
I wear them outside.
I know I was looking for the Albertus raincoat, but
It's so hot.
Andrew Luck found a way to win this game when they shouldn't have.
Andrew Luck should be the MVP of the league this season.
Okay, I'm gonna get to that right now. At the beginning of the year, I told all these motherfuckers that Andrew.
Don't give us this.
I got yelled
Cat
at.
Williams
I got
voice.
yelled at by him. By
I
him.
didn't yell at you.
Yes, you did.
I did not.
I said that the Indianapolis Colts were gonna be.
Kyle, I drafted him in fantasy.
Can you cut him?
GSWD league.
Oh, it doesn't count. I said
counts.
that Andrew Luck was going to make this team a way better football team, and they were going to make the playoffs. Did I not? At the beginning of the year, before it
They
started.
haven't made the playoffs yet.
But they will.
okay, hold on. You did, but the reason I yelled at you was because you were like talking that they were going to go like 14-2.
Oh no.
No, you didn't say 14-2, but like you came out of the gate
Yeah.
pretty much making the assumption they were going to go like 14-2, and I was like, I was like, let's see what he does the first like 3 games, and I'm pretty sure they like lost those 3
They
games.
did.
But
No, they're definitely making a big.
Yeah.
Here's the deal: Andrew Luck is the reason they're in all these games. Marlon Mack's the reason they're winning the games. The reason I say that is because it takes away having somebody that can actually run the football takes all the pressure off of Andrew Luck of having to disperse the ball a bunch
The
of
offensive line is
average
the
and
reason
one
why they're
really
winning
above
these
average
games.
receiver.
offensive line's been fantastic for him. Dolphin, or whatever. Tannehill came back. They played all right. But that's why they play. They play all right. Ebron, another 2 touchdowns. I think all he does is score touchdowns and does nothing else with his life.
And that's going to get even worse. Now Jack Doyle's gone.
Is he hurt again?
For the year, he's on the IR now. Undisclosed injury.
Yes!
So stupid.
Your tight end search
Yeah.
is back in line, baby.
Yeah, Kyle Rudolph, come on back.
Pick up Gerald Everett.
Got Vance McDonald.
Big
No.
bad Vance.
But,
Yeah,
you know,
that guy
Frank
should have
Gore,
scored me 6 more points.
Frank Gore for the Dolphins had 14 carries for 67 yards. Don't know why I didn't keep giving him the ball.
He's awesome. He is just so great.
He's a god.
But, you know, the Colts played well.
Big
Again.
Dick Gore.
It's such a weird dynamic down there between him and Kenyon Drake.
The best video ever is, I forget what it was. It was in the Kaepernick days, I'm pretty sure. But they gave a pitch to Gore. It was weird. It was like a QB like fake run pitch.
Oh yeah, like that like bootleg option type thing.
No,
Like
It
he
wasn't like-
snuck up the middle
no,
and then he threw
yeah,
it back.
Yeah.
no, it wasn't that though. It was weird. It was Kaepernick swept left.
Yeah, and Gore runs with him, right?
No, he
Oh.
threw it across the field backwards to
Oh,
Gore,
that's
who
hilarious.
then ran 55 yards for a touchdown because everybody went the other way. But the video was the first person. There was a defensive end that managed to sneak out to get to him when the ball was in the air, and Gore like sidestepped him. And they showed the video from like the backside of the defensive player, and you just see this salami slinging across his tights. Guy's not wearing a cup, got a
Oh, I
foot.
remember
yeah,
that.
this guy has got a python in his pants, and it's just slinging
Did you
around.
guys
No wonder
see-
people can't tackle him. They go to hit him, and they're like, "Where's this third leg coming from?" It's very veiny, and there you go.
Lot of
Did
lot
you
of
guys
tags.
hear-
How do we mute that?
Did you guys see the best quote of the year
A lot of tags.
yesterday? By Cordell
Anything out of the
Patterson.
PPRN.
Oh, when he grabbed the guy's balls?
No, that's not what he said.
No, but that's what he did.
He goes, they asked him about it after the game, and he goes, I'm a grown-ass man. I don't need anybody's bald dick or ass in my face.
I'm just gonna grab him.
Kendall,
It wasn't that
me
one, but
and
that
you
was
are going to
one.
take on the Steelers game.
I would like to do this.
Now, hold on. Broncos won 24-7.
I have opinions too, but it'll lead to Kyle arguing.
I got this.
We got to hurry up.
Okay. Broncos won 24-17. The Broncos did not win 24-17. The Steelers lost 24-17.
Yep.
Pittsburgh gave it away. Let's start from the beginning.
Nope. The tight ends gave it away.
You can't blame a block kick. It happens. But start off the game like that, having a field goal blocked, going down, freaking 83 there.
Grimble.
85. But it's
85
okay.
Grimble.
That's a private stock.
Xavier Grimble.
Fumble for a touchback.
Fumbles for a touchback across.
If we were
the
talking
goal
about the
line.
Dolphins, you wouldn't have to do private stock, but that's your team. You should know.
Xavier Grimble fumbles the ball.
The worst fumble,
Touchback.
I think, was Connors.
Well, that's the thing. So what it comes down to is the Steelers had basically 2 foreseeably clear scores right there. And then Connor fumbling football. We can't determine if he would have scored there, but a lot
Or the
open
red zone
field,
opportunity, though.
a lot of likelihood that he may have. And then, at the very end of the game, driving down the field, looking to tie the game. And I don't know what the play call was, but it just seemed like it was very rushed, and they're trying to do something too cute. And
What I have to say about the game was it reminded me a lot of last year's Patriots game because they
Where he threw the pick in the end zone.
they ruled was it a fumble, right? It was who was it Jesse James?
Yeah.
Fumbled it on the goal line. I mean, granted, I understand that
Or they said it wasn't a catch.
Yeah.
it wasn't a catch,
Yeah.
right? Which similar to the fumble thing. And then right at the end of the game, Ben just pretty much like threw a pick right over the defensive line, right into a defensive
On a fake
lineman.
spike.
Yeah, and it reminded me a lot of that game. I was like, yuck.
You know what though? I knew they were going to lose like that eventually, and I'm glad they got it out of the way.
well, it's just a bummer because now we're coming into the hardest stretch of the season for us.
Which is fine because they play better against great teams.
Right, I'm saying, but it's like it would be nice to have
But I think
that game in the bag.
I think Denver is a great team.
Oh, I'm not saying it's a bad team.
No, I think Denver's a great team because Denver. You look at the teams that Denver's had to play, and they've been pretty much right there almost every single game. I mean, they played the Rams, right? Did
Who?
Denver play the Rams?
Yeah.
Yeah, they gave the Denver kind of held their own against the Rams for a little while. Was it that team?
Yeah, we ended up winning by a field goal, I think.
Yeah, I think Kansas City blew them out once.
All the games
But
at
the
home were decided
Chargers-
by 4 or less.
Yeah, 'cause they beat the Chargers too.
Yeah, I mean they've beat some good teams, or at least they stay within a score of all these great teams.
The legend of Case Keenum.
It's been like their season this year was pretty much last year's Browns and Bears season. Every team they played, they lost by 4 to 5 points.
Can you guys please hear what Mark has to say? Because this made me mad.
Listen, I posed a scenario to Kyle. I didn't say it was going to happen or that I thought it was going to happen, but I posed this scenario where I said, do you think it's possible that in this offseason the Steelers start looking past Ben?
No.
And here was my reasoning. We just brought up another one. I mean, last season, but with the Patriots. But this was 2 weeks in a row on game-winning drives. He threw picks in the end zone. Against the Jaguars, they had the penalty and it got wiped, and he ended up scoring. But it's 2 weeks in a row. I put him in the same thing where I think he's holding the offense back now.
I don't think they're going to look. I don't think. Like, what do you mean? Though?
I don't think they're
going to
cut
Ben.
I don't think they're going to cut him or force him out on it. But I think we're going to hear a lot of discussion on if the Steelers should move on. I think it's going to be.
Yeah, but I mean, we hear that discussion about some quarterback every year. We heard about Tom Brady all last offseason.
I
The
think he's
legend
wrong.
of Josh Dobbs.
I don't think that
Now-
And the thing is the reason I don't think the Steelers are gonna have any part of the discussion is because I think they have the guy that they think is gonna replace Ben. They already have
Exactly.
it.
That's what I mean. That's
So I think
to me is gonna fuel
Ben, but I think Ben would have to go out and lay some serious eggs. I think if Ben came out next week and maybe started like 0 for 10 with like 2 picks, they might throw Dobbs in for a drive. But at the end of the day, they're still in the drive. They're in the complete driver's seat of that
for the
division.
yes.
And the only thing they're risking is having a home game.
Which is what
Is having 2 home games. That's the only thing that they're really risking. I don't think they're going to move past it because I think what they're going to look at is all the controversy that happened with Bell all season long was a big cloud of fuck this over the entire team.
Mhm.
The defense was really trying to figure it out very hard at the beginning of the season. They really missed Shazier, and the other factor is that Ben and Brown have just not been on the same page all year. And so now going into next season, Brown and Ben need to figure out why that didn't work and fix that chemistry. But the Shazier thing's over. That's gone. He's not
gone.
coming back. Bell's gone. He's not coming back. Both those things are gone. This offseason is not going to be anything but, all right, we're the Steelers. This is how far we got this past year, and this is what we need to do to get better. There's no cloud overhangs anymore.
That's
And
right.
And I don't think the Steelers are going to move past him because, one, he's been their guy since 2004. Sorry. And they're not going to let him go for nothing.
But here's the thing, and
He didn't play bad last game.
I'm not saying that he played bad, but decision making has been iffy this whole
Yeah,
season.
But Ben
those
is
two fumbles are the reason why his games looked iffy.
But Ben's also always been a questionable
Yeah.
looking quarterback. Ben has always thrown garbage picks. I think it'd be fair to say if we went back and looked at every single interception Ben's thrown, I think it'd be fair to say at least 40% of them have been balls he shouldn't have thrown.
Probably.
Like, what the fuck are you
But
doing?
you know who else did that? Brett Favre.
Oh yeah.
And arguably the greatest. I shouldn't say that. I don't think anybody's putting Brett Favre as the greatest quarterback of all time. But he's in the discussion of top
he's
5.
a gunslinger.
Yeah,
that's
that's
what he
what-
is.
and that's what
he's
Ben
gonna
is.
do. He's gonna make those mistakes, but he's also gonna be like, you know what? Like, he threw a dime to Juju for a 97-yard
Yeah.
touchdown.
Well, that last drive, it was very hurried. They was evident they weren't sure what they wanted to do, and they rushed it, and they didn't need to. And it's a shame. I personally, in hindsight, I'd much rather lose a game in overtime than like that. But it doesn't matter. You're still losing that football game.
It's all right.
So,
What was Connor's finishing stat line?
He didn't play well at all that game.
No,
So I have a question.
James
Before
Conner,
we move on real quick.
13 rushing attempts, 53 yards, 4 targets, 4 receptions for 42 yards, and a fumble
So
loss.
so do you think the pressure of Bell not coming back is kind of affecting him
No.
negatively?
No.
No, it
I
just
just
happens
don't
to
think they're-
coincide.
They're missing two Marcus Gilbert and Matt Feller got hurt.
Okay.
So they're playing
I didn't know that.
a rookie running back, a rookie offensive lineman who's gotten no snap this year, and he didn't play that well. He can't run block.
But that's what you don't read into that at all. That it's 2 weeks since Bell
No.
officially
They're
can't
also not
come.
running
And
the
he
ball
said
as much as they
two.
did.
Yeah, they also
rough
haven't been
games.
running the ball as much.
Yeah,
Okay.
last week they couldn't run the ball.
They haven't
at
been running the
all.
ball as much, and then the game against Jacksonville, and then the game against Denver, they weren't playing like oh, we got to throw the football all the time,
Yeah.
but they were playing catch up both games pretty much the whole game. So the Steelers, anytime they're down, they have to throw the football. That's just because the gunslinging mentality of both their offensive coordinator and Ben. So when you do that, it takes away from the rushing opportunities. And the other thing I'd like to take away from it too is, not for nothing, but James Conner's also gone up against probably 2 of the top 5 run defensive fronts in football.
Yeah.
Denver and Jacksonville, no matter how bad their defenses might have played this year at all in any given aspect, they got mean guys up in the front that are going to stuff that run. And so not for nothing, that goes into it.
Todd Gurley ran all over them. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and then you guys couldn't run for shit on the fucking Chiefs.
Why would we run? We were throwing for as many yards as we were.
Because the Chiefs are like the
So it would have
easiest
been
team in-
really cool. That's why.
Well, no, because the
Would've
Chiefs
been really
and the
cool.
Chiefs are just the easiest team to run on. Gurley probably would have rushed for 300 yards if they gave him the ball 25 times.
Probably.
All right,
That would have been cool.
game's over. Last game, Sunday night, Vikings Packers.
Got it.
So, pretty much this is how this game went. Boring, wicked fucking exciting, boring, wicked exciting if you're a Vikings fan, game over. That's pretty much how that game went.
That was.
Because I'm pretty sure both teams go 3 and out to start,
Yes.
Yeah.
and then they scored back-to-back touchdowns like twice, and then they just were like shit in the bed all over the place until that turnover in the third by the Packers, right?
Vikings also sacked the shit out of Rodgers.
Packers have no offensive line and no fucking wide receiver besides Devontae Adams.
And they refuse.
Dave Adams.
And the limbo celebration was cool.
It was
Little
really
Chiefs?
cool. It was the most fucking infuriating thing if you're a Packers fan, because for 2 weeks people are bitching at Rodgers for throwing it down the field. Throw the check downs, get the first down, don't throw for 40 yards every time.
Yeah.
This time he wouldn't throw it to the fucking change.
But see,
He's
that's
throwing
why
it 3 yards
fans. That's
back.
why fans, and I'll say that even us, we're all retarded. That's the
Yes.
thing. We're all retarded when we watch our teams. It's all terrible because everyone's got an opinion. You know, like,
Especially Bob.
well, that's a perfect example. Your dad last
Fuck
night was
Bob.
like, oh, all he's doing is throwing these passes for 5 yards. Like, throw the ball down the field. You've got Brown and Schuster and all this stuff. And then it was 3rd and 5, and he threw a 10-yard pass. And he goes, "Why are you throwing it down the field? You could have just picked it up on a 5-yard check down." It's like, we're all dumb. Nobody sees the logic behind anything as a fan. You just get mad when something doesn't happen in a good way.
I don't blame Rodgers. He had no fucking time whatsoever.
Well, there were a couple plays where he held on to it for too long.
Yeah,
He missed
but,
Adams pretty bad.
yeah,
Yes.
but that happened. But like,
It happened.
I'm just saying, like, 85% of the game, the guy's about to like running for his fucking life. It's like fucking watching Josh Rosen in Arizona.
It's like watching Russell Wilson his first few years in Seattle.
Still watching Russell Wilson in Seattle.
Only
No.
watching Russell Wilson when he's lined up in the shotgun.
Yes.
Russell Wilson, when he's lined up in the shotgun, gets sacked every 3 pass plays. When he's under center, he gets sacked one every 8 pass plays, which is still high.
That still seems like a poor ratio.
It's still a poor ratio, but if you're throwing the ball, if he throws 24 times, say he throws 32 times in a game, that's a pretty reasonable number. If he's under center, he gets sacked 4 times. If he's in shotgun, he got sacked 11 times.
Who's the
4
most-
times in a game, he got sacked a couple times, that he didn't need to. 11 times, he's in a body bag.
That guy's gonna have some serious injuries when he gets older.
He's never, I don't think he's ever been injured out for a game. Has he?
Not yet. It's gonna happen now.
Oh,
have
it'll
to look
eventually
that up.
happen. It happens to everybody.
I don't know off the top of my head.
Yeah. All right, well,
Because I remember he had some rib injuries or something, but I think he played through them last
Yeah.
year.
do we have a score update before we go to the break?
7-0 Titans.
7-0. Who scored?
Jonnu Smith.
Nice.
Tight end. It was like a 53.
61 yards.
Wow. Good for him.
Who was that?
Oh, it's actually 10-7. I lied.
He's been pretty relevant. He scored, I think, the last 3
All
or
right,
4
so
games.
10-7 Titans. We'll have score updates as the night goes on. We're going to hit the break. When we come back, we're going to have Milwaukee.
Fuck, Demarius Thomas scored.
Nice.
Oh, I'm coming for you, Sauce.
We're gonna down 100 points.
Yep.
Milwaukee has prepared some NBA report cards.
We're going to do the Souls question first.
No, we'll do that in the third hour.
That's the third hour.
Did we agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kyle,
gonna-
you were the one that agreed with it.
We're gonna do the. It's not Kyle. It's not Kyle. Private stock.
Yep, sorry.
So we're gonna do. Milwaukee has done some report
That's not
cards. We're gonna
private
do some
stock.
discussions and whatnot. And then in the third hour, we're gonna do our MLB fantasy team score recaps and the Milwaukee Souls questions. So we'll be back in a hot second.
And now, back to getting sports with Drunk on the PPRN Radio Network.
Welcome back to Getting Souls with Drunk. I'm your hostess, Cupcake, K Quick Souls, and I'm joined by all the souls.
Gilberto.
Mojito.
Okay, Souls Capone.
Private stock.
Brothers of Souls.
Slash.
The man of many names.
There it
No,
is.
it's Milwaukee.
/ Milwaukee.
Private stock?
Slash.
Can Souls get
slash.
private stock for messing up his own name?
No, because I didn't mess up my name. I'm a man of many names, so it doesn't
Alright.
matter. I can be many names as I want. AKA hashtag Souls Life.
All right. Did you share the thing yet?
Doing it now.
It's up right now. See if it's
Yeah, I'm gonna share it from his page because fuck the police. All right, so we're back with NBA report cards.
That's right.
About
About 20 games into every team.
Yep. Quarter way through the season ish. So we're gonna do some NBA report cards thus far, and then in the third hour we are going to have Gilberto's mix match mashup. We're gonna have K Quick Souls' rankings. We're gonna have a Twitter poll. We're gonna have Souls trivia and our MLB fantasy rankings. It'll be a very busy third hour, all over the place. But now it's NBA report cards. So Milwaukee,
All right.
how do you want to do this?
All right. So we're just going to go down the line. I want to see what everybody has to say. It'll be a quick thing, quick about every team, and then we'll all give a grade. And then we'll kind of average it out in our heads.
All right.
We'll start off with the Atlanta Hawks.
Should we go in alphabetical order?
Yeah, alphabetical order.
Okay. All right. So after this is going to be the New Orleans Pelicans.
That's not true. We'll start with the Atlanta Hawks. They're 22nd in the NBA in points and rebounds. They're 3-16 in the conference.
Just last in the West. East.
Yes.
Almost said it.
But there's a but to this.
West.
They played in every game.
Wumbo.
Trae Young and John Collins have been tremendous. Trae Young has passed the ball with greatness, shot the ball mediocre. Little drunk here.
Methodically.
He's going to be a potential Rookie of the
The
Year
opposite of
candidate
methodically.
because he plays a lot of fucking minutes.
Mhm.
Besides him and Collins, the team's a little shaky.
Yeah.
But I like how they've been playing in games. They only lost by a few to the Warriors.
They beat the Hornets, right?
Yes.
Probably. They
By a
lost to a
point.
few by the Kings, a few by,
They're in games.
yeah. They're not getting blown out by any means. As they get more experience, they'll be able to close out games.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I think they're not too far off, but they're not a playoff team.
Well, so the thing is the way the East is looking right now, they're a team on the outside getting ready to look into an 8 seed, but that's just because the East is so poor. I mean, if they were in the West, we'd still be looking at probably 3-year rebuild from here
Yeah.
on out to get, But I think in one year, I think that they've gone from being potentially the worst team in the NBA to being maybe like 22nd, which is a big step in a year. That's a very big step in a year. Because it's very hard to hit home runs in the NBA draft if you don't have a top 10 pick.
Like,
And, well, I'm just saying, I mean, this year they're already better than Phoenix.
not hard.
Right,
Yeah.
but it is when you...
Shut up, Vinny.
But it can be. I mean,
Yeah.
it's very easy to... I mean, if Trae Young sucked, they would be the
Well,
worst
the
team
thing
in the
is,
NBA.
the Hawks were so high on him for them to give up Schroeder. They traded the 3 to the 5 so the Cavs can get Doncic. Well, actually, no, that's not true because the Mavs wanted 5-3. I'm an asshole. Give me the private suck.
Anyway, I don't know. So the Hawks, they've been in games, but they're still very far from being like
They have pieces. They have
yeah.
pieces.
They're close to being a really low end playoff potential team. They're far from being an actual playoff splash team, They're not going to win a series. It's one of those teams that, if they were to squeeze a playoff spot out somehow, it would just be to be embarrassed in the first round. They're not going to upset anybody.
No.
I don't know. For the season, I probably would give them a C+ grade.
Okay, I gave him a C.
I'd give them a C+ just because I feel like they're coaching their young talent well, and their young talent is learning fast. And the hardest thing to do in the NBA is it's hard to. I think you can learn it, but it takes a long time if you don't have it embedded in you. It's hard to learn to be clutch. That's something that takes practice and takes confidence. It takes a lot of confidence because in order to be clutch, clutch doesn't mean hitting the big shot over the best defender on the other team as time is winding down. It means having the trust of not only your entire team but your coaching staff, and that takes time.
And they got a young head coach. They got Vince Carter,
who I think is a big reason as to why Trae Young is playing so well.
Well, Vince Carter doesn't care about wins. He cares about playing.
Yeah.
He said that.
You go out and you put your heart on the team, and I thought it was awesome that he scored his 25,000 point on a dunk.
So I
That
gave
was
him
cool.
a C. You guys have any grades?
I put him right in that C+ range.
C+.
I'll give him a C-.
Okay.
So that's a C then.
Yeah, we'll give him a C.
Is anybody who's ever gotten all A's and an F, your grade's a B. Kyle, I said all A's and an F, not all F's and an A, and then bitch why your grade's an F.
I got a lot of A's in general English. Thank you.
What do you guys think of the
Funny.
Boston Celtics?
Because you can't speak it. Okay, so Celtics, tough. So they've started off the season okay. They had a disappointing stretch, and then they've had a decent stretch. Kyrie started off the season very porous. Tatum has not looked like postseason Tatum from last year. Hayward has just been lost.
Horford's hurt,
and that's a big loss to that team because he's been playing very well defensively this whole year. I still think that they're a powerhouse in the East. I still think that they're going to vie for a top 3 seeding in the East when it's all said and done. Do we have any stats on them? I don't have any stats
So
in front of me. I'm sorry.
106.4 points a game, which ranked him 23rd.
Right.
46.5 rebounds, which ranked him 12th. And 24.6, which ranked him 10th. They're 10-9 in the 6th spot right now.
Okay, so if we were to do it just based off performance-wise, I would probably give them a B- because
I'm a lot lower than that.
I give them a B- to a C+, and that's just because they're still competing in games and they still got talent and they're playing whatnot. But moving forward, I think they're gonna, at least for the next few weeks, they're gonna drop to a C- because their rebounding is gonna go down a lot. So I don't know. So far this season, I'll give them a C+.
I gave them a C-, but that's only for now because they're playing very poorly. And
My thing is the reason I give them a C+ is because despite the success they had last year, they're in a weird spot where they're trying to mesh success because you had Hayward was out the whole season and he's not looking like he's fitting into that team, and now it's looking like we might see Hayward shipped off to New Orleans for Anthony Davis.
Hey, Mike Hatfield, by the way.
I think that's very potential. That's some big news that we should talk about in another show if it doesn't happen before then. I think we could very well see like Hayward smarting some picks for Davis.
And Peter Pino.
But
Hey, Pete.
my thing is Hayward's not fitting in with that team. I think he would have been much different with that team had he been able to play last year. But then we saw a lot of those young players have a lot of success after Irving went out, and they all stepped up and took joint ownership of the team, and Tatum was kind of the GOAT for them in the playoffs. And now you're looking at, Tatum having so much success, everything he does is under the microscope. Rozier having so much success last postseason.
well, that's the thing that they weren't doing. Rozier wasn't playing in the first 15 games of the season. He played maybe 8 minutes a game, which I think kills him.
No, I understand, but I'm saying, these two players, everything they do is under the microscope now because of the success they had in the postseason last year.
I understand,
So-
but I just think Rozier's gone by the trade deadline because they're not using him correctly. If there's one thing that Brad Stevens is doing poorly, that is using his bench.
So I guess I'm done.
All right, cool.
Yes.
Moving on to the Brooklyn Nets.
F.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
fuck
going to
'em.
give him a solid B-.
Exact grade I did.
Well, right now they're at
F because New Jersey's better.
they're at about 109.5 points per game, 19th in the league, 44.5 rebounds per game, which puts them 19th. They're 8-12, ranks them 9th in the conference.
So, the big thing to take away from the Nets season so far, D'Angelo Russell's playing well, but they lost their best defender, and he's an average scorer, but Karis LeVert is done for the year. And that's going to hurt them down.
No, that's not true.
Well,
He might come back.
gruesome injury, though.
It wasn't though. That's the thing. It looked gruesome, but it wasn't even a break.
Wasn't?
I don't remember.
So
What
the guy got stretchered off?
yeah, I don't remember what the injury was, but
Wasn't it just like a wicked sprain or
it
something?
wasn't as bad
Well,
as they
if
thought
that's the
it
case,
was.
then I think the Nets have a serious case of making the 8th seed. But they're playing well. They have Jared Allen's playing well. Spencer Dinwiddie is playing solid. They're weird. They're a weird team, but I can see them making a push for the 8th seed. What about you?
So here's a team who's actually played pretty well down the stretch.
Dislocated right foot, partial tear and ligament, expected return 2 to 3 months. He'll be back by the end of the year. Probably. He'll be back before the All-Star break.
I have a stat sheet here. I don't know if we talked about Jared Allen that much. Averaging 12.5 points, about 8 rebounds, close to 2 assists a game, 2 blocks. I mean, I guess that's the brightest spot for them, so far. I mean,
He's not a scorer. Never was.
well, I guess I'm saying, but in general, I mean, it's kind of like been the consistency for them, through the stretch where they've been playing well. And I mean, I think as the time goes on, we'll see if a grade for them is kind of like a C+, and I'm going to see that grade probably go down as time goes on. But for right now, I mean, they're playing well, better than I would expect.
They're in a lot of games. They are. They're playing with teams, which is impressive. If you look at the team and you see how they're shaped out. Anybody else? All right.
Well, that's what I have to say about that.
Next thing.
Up next, we move down to Charlotte with the Hornets.
You mean the Kemba Hornets?
The Kemba Hornets. Right now, I mean, they're at 115 points per game, 6th in the NBA, and they're 9-9 in the conference. Puts them in 7th place.
I think they jumped up either yesterday or today because of a win. This was done a couple days ago, but
This is last year's numbers.
Kemba's lighting it up. He and they're slow. The only reason why that team's scoring any points, they can't defend. They can score on you, or he can score on you. But he's exciting. He's playing like UConn Kemba. He doesn't want to leave Charlotte. He's already said it, but might happen.
It's not happening.
It might happen though.
It's not. He's not leaving Charlotte. I'll put money on it right now.
The big problem with that team that I think they made a mistake on letting go of Howard, because Zeller and Marvin Williams are terrible defenders. They're average scorers, but they can't defend well. And they're giving. I think they're in the bottom 5.
Charlotte's not going to get rid of Kemba because they're a team that's in a mini rebuild while still being playoff contending teams.
Mhm.
They're in the playoff picture now. I give them a B- on the season.
I give him a B+. I give Kemba a B+.
No. Okay, we can't give Kemba a B+.
It is because they're the Kemba Hornets.
No. They're a B- team because of what you said. They have an all-star player on their team that they honestly got to steal in the draft when that happened and everything like that. And I think the team has the ability to still make waves, and I won't be surprised if I see people step up on that team. And I think that they make an impactful move at the trade deadline for the team, not against it.
Hernan Gomez, you're out. That's all I have to say about that.
I just want to know who stapled this thing together.
Me. I was at work.
You just threw a staple in the middle of the page.
I know you guys have an office, but I'm surprised you guys have a stapler.
Next,
You guys seem like a paperclip place.
Up next, you have the Chicago Bulls.
Dun, dun, dun,
Want to take the reins on this?
Just under 104 points per game. Pretty much 42 rebounds per game. They're 13th in the conference at 5-14. Where do you put them, Riddler?
I give them a C- to D+. They're not scoring efficiently. They're not controlling the tempo of the game. Fred Hoiberg is terrible. I don't know why they just keep letting him coach. Every year is just okay, we're going to bring in some other players and see if this is Hoiberg's team. It's not. They're really hurting without Markkanen's defensive abilities, rebounding abilities, and
Shooting
floor stretching
abilities.
He's an all-around great player that's I think, going to be a top 5-4 in the league at one point in his career. But they're just missing him. Zach LaVine's playing lights out. And
Wendell Carter's playing fantastic.
Jabari Parker is not proving to be worth it. The last 5 games, he's putting up like 20 points a game. He's doing well, but he's not defending. Bobby Portis, there's all these trade rumors that he's going to be gone. He's not playing up to par. Chris Dunn's been hurt. Denzel Valentine's hurt. Outside of LaVine,
They're struggling.
LaVine, Wendell Carter, and honestly, Robin Lopez off the bench. When he does come off the bench, is a lot better than when he's on the floor.
They're just struggling for offense.
They're going to be a team that finishes about 13th in the East, and they're going to be in that for probably the next 4 years.
But
Lord.
they can get Zion. That'd be cool.
Laura Markkanen's going to be on the court soon.
Yeah, but it's not going to make that much of a difference. That's the problem.
He was doing all right last
The
year.
reason
No,
why
he was doing very good last year. He's good, but with him on the court, they become an 11 seed, 10 seed. They're not going to be because the thing is LaVine with Markkanen on the floor, you're just spreading the ball to a bunch of like scorers that are capable of putting up 17 to 22 points a game.
I was about to say,
They don't have the guy that's going to be like viable for 29 points in a game.
a lot of talks of the Bulls like making a push for the playoff with the roster that they had, and they just haven't
didn't.
gotten there yet. Probably because they're all hurt, but Cameron Payne sucks, and Justin Holiday not really a reliable scorer.
I think next season, if the Bulls, whatever they do draft wise, I think if they draft where they need this offseason and they get rid of Jabari Parker and they get rid of Hoiberg, I think they could be an 8 seed. But I give them a D+. Give them a D+. Next team.
Dallas Mavericks.
No, it's private stock.
Oh yeah.
The Cleveland Cavaliers. Is there much to say about this team?
They got an F.
I don't give them an F.
They're 15th in the conference at 3-14. 104 points per game. That's 27th. They're 20th in the league with 43.8 rebounds.
But they're on a 2-game winning streak right now.
It seems like LeBron left and they just went full tank.
I give them a D+. I don't give them an F. Here's the deal. They lost the best player in basketball, arguably the best in history. They have a new head coach. Not to mention the fact that they also are losing other veteran players. J.R. Smith's not playing anymore. And I understand all the speculation.
He wants out.
I understand all the speculation of like how bad J.R. Smith's gotten or whatever. But at the end of the day, he's a veteran player that shoots threes and stretches the floor. They need shooting. They need everything. But, I mean, they're not the worst team ever.
Tristan Thompson's not bad.
But they lost the best player in basketball. They lost the best player in basketball. I mean,
quick little side note. Lamar
where
Miller,
would the Sixers be if they lost Joel Embiid?
7-8.
Lamar Miller just ripped a 97-yard rushing touchdown. That's really terrible.
Wish I didn't drop him.
Yeah, wish I wasn't playing him.
We're gonna beat Vito.
Still up 18.
Moving along.
He'll rip off another one.
Does anyone else? I mean, do you have anything for them?
I just feel that they're playing horribly and
They get a C.
F.
Get a C?
You can't give them an F. I will not stand by giving them an F. I think you can't give them an F. They lost the best player in
I
basketball.
give the upper management an F.
Okay, but the team doesn't get an F.
All right, here's a question.
The team
Here's
gets
a
I'll
preview
give
for
it a D-
later.
at worst. They lost the best player in basketball.
Here's a preview for later. Does anybody in the league get an F?
Yes. We'll get to that.
Mark Cuban's Dallas Mavericks.
I love this
B
team.
plus A minus.
I love this.
A minus. I give them an A minus.
right now,
Love it.
Exceeding
Love
expectations. Front runner of Rookie of the Year. They're playing lights out basketball. They are beating teams left and right. They're playing absolutely fantastic. They're scoring a shit ton of points, and they're playing defense. And like I said, they just hit a home run with Doncic. Is that his name?
Doncic.
Doncic, whatever. They hit a home run with him in the draft. Not that it's like it was a surprise. Everyone thought he was going to be really good, but he is an absolute perfect fit, hand in glove for that team. And he is playing fantastic, and he is going to be Rookie
I
of the
think they're
Year.
going to be a force to be reckoned with in 2 years.
I think it'll be a force to be reckoned with next year.
If they can keep DeAndre Jordan, I think they'll be in the right spot. So we'll move on.
Who, by the way, should win Most Improved Player if he keeps shooting at 80 clip from the line. The guy was shooting 38% before this season from the free throw stripe. He's shooting 80%. See that Doncic let him take the technical foul last night?
Yeah.
I tried to.
Doncic let him take the technical foul and then laughed at him when he missed it. Even though they were up the best part was it was kind of like an insult to injury because they were beating the Celtics by like 8 with like 12 seconds to go, and then they let DeAndre take it. And it's just kind of like a fuck you to them. Like, ha ha ha, we're going to win this game.
So, moving along, Denver Nuggets.
Well, hold on. They didn't give any other grades.
Oh, I gave them a B plus.
A minus.
I gave them a B, but I give them
You
a B
changed
plus,
your mind
man.
halfway.
Yeah, I do.
You can do whatever you want.
I
It's
give
Soul's
him-
Appreciation Day.
I just love their team.
I'm gonna give him a solid A.
Ooh.
B plus, baby.
Yeah, I'm in the B range.
Homers. Guys
Yeah.
are trying to suck some Soul's Appreciation cock.
Well, I'm trying at least.
No, he doesn't want you.
We got the Denver Nuggets.
F. No, I'm just joking.
Right
This-
now,
Sorry.
right now they're 14th in the league with 110 points per game. 10th with 46.5 rebounds, and 4th with 26.4 assists.
They're
After-
ranked 26. They're ranked 4th because Nikola Jokic gets like 15 a game
Yes.
Fourth what?
in assists.
Most impressive thing is that they started out 1-6 and then they've turned it around to go 13-7.
That's not true at all.
Is it not?
They started like 8-1.
Hold on.
So
Am I looking-
here you
Someone
go.
needs the Powerade bottle.
Bring it on.
Denver Broncos stats.
I give him an A minus.
I wonder so many
They've
pancakes.
struggled as late. They struggled of late. But they're a team that
I
had.
give him an A minus. They're 14-7, and they're less than a game behind the Clippers, who are surprising everybody, and the Warriors.
Forgive me. They were on a 1-6 stretch. They didn't
Yes.
start 1-6.
I still give them an A minus. They're a half game out from being the best team in the West. I granted it's only 20 whatever games into the season, but they're still they're pretty much level as top dogs in the West.
That's without Isaiah Thomas.
And that's what I think is the best thing about the West, the basketball right now. It's the West is getting back to the West. Seeds 1 through 7 are separated by 2 games. I give the Denver Nuggets an A minus. They, granted, this isn't this season's thing, but they hit an absolute fucking shot in the draft with Mitchell. He wasn't supposed to be this, and he's still playing lights out.
Yeah.
He's fucking good. And Jokic, just the best ball distributing big man in basketball. I give them an A minus. I think they're I think the 1-6 is more of a fluke than the 14-7.
I give them a B plus.
Trey Lyles is looking pretty good too.
I don't care if he's got a computer in front of him with stats and names up on it. Sounds smarter than Kendall.
I'm making sure you sound good.
Now we got the Detroit Pistons.
A.
Ron Artest should come back.
A.
I
He's-
give them
he's
an
back.
A minus.
He's currently filming a documentary for the Malice at the Palace. You
Um,
don't even know what that is.
Nope.
Blake
Sounded
Griffin.
funny.
Blake Griffin looks like himself again.
He's playing well.
Andre Drummond is playing unbelievable. The only problem with this fucking team:
No point guard.
no point guard, no shooting guard, no small forward.
It's hard to win without a shooting guard.
Yes.
Very
It's-
important.
This
Q.
team relies heavy
Mike
on
Mark.
their front court.
Detroit, you can find me on Twitter.
And LinkedIn.
Glenn Casey's doing whatever he can with that lineup,
And
you
it's
know what?
working.
It doing okay.
It's working.
They play
Kyle,
physical.
10 and 7.
Yeah, mine,
Yeah, I know. You did this before, a couple days ago. I understand that. But the 10 and 7 right now.
Yeah, but they've gone 6-2 over the last
if you were
8
to
games.
adjust that 10 and 7 to whatever the end of the season would be, that's probably third in the East.
But
Oh, I still give him an A minus.
but look at how they've done over the last few games. They've gone 6-2 over the last 8.
Okay.
Blake Griffin's back to his old self. He's scoring. He's playing defense. Dwayne Casey's getting whatever he can out of him. They got the right coach for the right job. That's it. All right, move on.
They've got 2 veteran pieces to build around. 2 veteran, very hard to attain pieces. A dominant 4 and a very, very good 5. And those are 2 very hard pieces. Honestly, name me another team in the NBA that's got a good 4 and like a top 5-4, top 5-5. Golden State. That's it.
I'm thinking Golden State.
But argument wise, I mean, Draymond Green and Cousins are very good.
Speaking of Golden State, they're next on the list.
Can we take a hot second break? Apparently, Marcus Mariota stiff armed the fuck out of Jadeveon Clowney,
Yeah, it
and I
was
really
good.
want to see that.
But
We gotta speed these up.
right now you got the Warriors. They're fifth in the league with 115.9 points per game.
F.
45.3 rebounds per game puts them at 15th, and they're 13-7 as of when Kyle typed this. So
They are
they're
14-7.
the 4 seed right now.
I give them a C because too much drama going on, and they're not producing well. Their front court sucks.
I give them a B- because they're still tied for first in the West.
With Curry out, too.
But Curry being out has shown that Kevin Durant can't lead this team. It's Curry's team.
Yep.
Honestly, I personally don't think Durant can lead a team. I think Durant is like the elite version of DeMar DeRozan. He needs a Kyle Lowry. He needs somebody else to lead the team. That's why I think the OKC team was so dominant. It was because Westbrook led the team and KD was the all-star. Like, KD was the GOAT. Westbrook just led it. I think that's what he needs. They're playing at their best when Curry's leading the team and Durant's the GOAT. Without Curry, there's nobody to lead that team, and they're struggling because of it. And I also think something to be noted is I think they're really missing JaVale McGee.
They don't have a center.
Well, with Cousins doing all the injuries and stuff like that, but JaVale McGee was a spark, whether it was a starting. When he started, he played lights out defensively, and he was a rebound machine. And when he came off the bench, he scored. He was what that team needed JaVale McGee to be, no matter what role he took, and they are missing him, I think. Big time.
I put them right in that C range. This season so far, I mean, yeah, they're winning games, but it's not. It doesn't seem like it's just the Warrior walkthrough season again.
They almost lost to Sacramento.
Yes, they did.
We'll get to them.
Up next, my completely uneducated vote for most disappointing team of the season in the Houston Rockets.
I give them a C-. They're just bad defensively, and Harden was hurt for a while. They don't have a bench. They're not deep.
You know the crazy thing is, though? Right now, they're sitting 11th in the West, and they're only 3.5 games out of first.
They'll make a playoff. They'll make the playoffs, but
Yeah,
they're
but they were
just not
supposed
as
to
good
lead
as
the
they were
charge.
last year.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. From the Clippers all the way to Utah at 14, Utah's 4.5 games out of first. Then it really dips for Phoenix. But, that's just crazy. That this far in that there isn't that much more separation between all those teams. I give them a C. They haven't been playing well. Paul hasn't looked like Paul. Harden's been hurt. Clint Capella's probably been the only shining star of that team so far. And it's the Melo thing didn't work. It is what it
they
is.
rightfully admitted that, too.
All right,
Paid
moving
him a
on.
lot of money.
No.
Now you got the Indiana Pacers.
Indiana Pacers give a B. I think they're playing right to expectations. Right now they're a 5 seed. I know it's been a couple. They're 11-8. I mean, I'm sure they're right in the upper average area in terms of scoring. I don't have those stats in front of me. I would imagine they're probably 13th in scoring.
24th in points per game.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
They don't score.
105
They
and a half.
defend.
But top 7 in defense.
But I mean, they're 11-8. They're 5 out of first. They're playing they're playing to standards. The Indiana Pacers right now are a 4 or 5 seed team, and that's what they're playing, and that's what they're probably going to play out all season, and then they're going to turn it up in the playoffs.
They have a good roster, not an exciting roster.
Yeah,
That's
and
it. I give them a B as well.
The Oklahoma City Thunder are the Buffalo Bills of the NBA. They have a lot of players having success elsewhere, and Oladipo is one of them.
The Los Angeles
A+.
Clippers. God, what if I said Lakers there?
I know you wouldn't.
I know, but it would have been funny.
The Clakers.
They're third in the league and 117 points a game. Tobias Harris is leading the charge. They have a good bench. They're deep. Montrezl Harrell and Lou Williams are playing outstanding. Boban is unfucking real. Yeah, dude, I can't
He
spell.
says it with
What
such
is
intensity.
that word?
This one?
Yeah.
They're first in the league with
Okay, officially.
55.9 points a game, I think, as well. I don't know. I'm trying to be smart. It's not working.
But the Clippers is just playing whatever. They don't care. They weren't supposed to be good, so they're just playing basketball. That's all you
Having
need.
fun.
They're They're first in the West, and it's.
Souls, you're beside yourself right now.
I'm about to run out of breath.
Take a shot. They'll
Kyle,
make
spell
clear your
efficiently
mind.
for us.
Not even spell check can do it for me.
Well, you wrote it. So,
you gotta see this.
But like the Clippers is just a good team. Like they're not great. They're a solid all around team. Boban is fucking killing it. He was the starting center for a majority of the game. Him and Tobias are like best friends, which is the weirdest thing you could ever like imagine. But like
B+.
Moving on, Los Angeles Lakers.
No, give him a B+.
Fine.
What do you give him?
A+.
Give him a
Reader?
B+.
Reed?
A-. I haven't seen a game all season.
I'm giving him a B+ because it's like it's a pessimism thing. It's too good to be true, and they're not finishing one.
No.
Is this like last year when the Kansas City Chiefs started 6-0 and then just fucking destroyed themselves? Too
no.
good to be true.
Well,
No.
but like the Clippers just whatever. We didn't expect them to be good, but they're average.
Will that break your heart more or less when they turn out to
I don't
suck?
fucking care about the Clippers, dude.
I care about Boban.
I mean,
Me
Souls,
too.
you seem pretty passionate about him before.
I care about Boban.
All right.
So now to
Fair.
the real Los Angeles team, the
So,
Lakers.
charge. Oh.
C+, moving on.
I give him a C+ too.
Well, they're seventh in the league, pretty much 115 points per game.
C+, moving on.
They're 7th in the West.
They can score with anybody. They can't defend. They can't shoot threes. They just lost
And they
two in-
keep signing people that can't shoot threes.
LeBron. They just lost 2 in a row to the Magic. They are what they are. They're average.
The Memphis Grizzlies.
C+, moving on.
No,
What?
they're an A+.
Stop doing that.
With Mike Conley back, the Memphis Grizzlies are back to being a playoff team. Marcus Gasol's healthy.
Can I give him a B+ because they signed Noah?
Yeah, that's fine.
So
I just think that Memphis is.
They don't score. They don't score.
That's the thing. Memphis, I give them a B+ because Memphis is going to be able to shut down any team in basketball, and I honestly mean that. On a good day, not a great lights out day, on a good day, I think that they can contend with Golden State because they're going to be able to defensively shut them down. The problem is they're not going to be able to outscore teams.
Yes.
Yeah.
So on defensive lap days, they're going to get blown the fuck out.
Yeah.
Moving on.
So for the Memphis, it's just funny because I looked down at the notes that Milwaukee typed up here. First one, Grizzlies, most boring team, but most efficient.
Yeah.
You spell efficient right there.
Dude, spell check did me wrong all the time.
Soul check.
Does
I'm
it-
going to pass this around to you guys so you can see what happens.
All right,
Yes,
next team.
please.
We're running out of time.
The
Miami
Heat.
Also boring, but okay.
C-.
They got 108 points per game. They're first in the league in block shots.
D-Wade, though, franchise record for most points off the bench, 35.
They're first in the league because Hassan Whiteside, that's the only thing he can fucking do. And they're in the bottom 5 in assists because their best scorer is a point guard. You can't expect to be good with the fucking.
You can't be high in assists if your point guard's scoring all the
Yeah.
points.
So that's what the Heat.
I mean, this thing, James Johnson has a hernia.
He sucks.
Pretty much
sorry.
I can't
C's
believe-
all
I've
around.
never been a fan of that guy.
They're the opposite of the Pistons. They're a sandwich team. Point guard, center, fantastic. All the meat in between, very
Josh
rancid.
Richardson's a good defender, but he can't score either.
It's just they're bad shooting guard to power forward.
All right. Anyway.
The Milwaukee Bucks.
A+.
A+.
No question.
Giannis, Antler combo for the win.
Chris Middleton playing well.
That team is not missing Jabari Parker like I thought they might be. That team is playing fantastic. They are
Brook
second in
Lopez
the
is
East
good.
right now, and they are doing fantastic. The only shit that they have, there's 2 problems they have. They can't shoot the ball. They're not a 3-point shooting team. And the guy who takes all the threes is Brook Lopez, and he can't make them.
and Malcolm Brogdon.
But they're not a 3-point shooting team. If at the trade deadline, if they were able to trade a 2nd-round pick for Kyle Korver, I would give that team one. I would put all my chips on that team making it to the finals for the East.
We're talking about 3 points. Giannis Antlerman.
Did
Tell
anybody
you,
else just hear what Master said? Oh, it's a private stock shot. Everybody
Oh,
else hear what Mojito just said? Did anybody else hear what Mojito said?
No, I
didn't.
missed it.
He said Giannis Antlerman.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Well, like he meant it, like he was trying to read it and he couldn't pronounce it, so he just said Antlerman. He's like Giannis Antlerman. Where's the private second? Oh, private
It's right here.
second.
We're talking about 3 points. Giannis Antler Man.
Mhm.
Antler combo.
Antler combo. I'm sorry. Thank you. Giannis Antler combo has 5 for 45 from the 3-point range. That's really actually pretty funny to me.
What is it?
cares?
5 for what?
5 for 45.
He's also shooting 98%.
He's not a 3-point shooter,
No.
and I don't take anything away from that. I mean, when he makes a three, if Giannis makes a three,
the 5 times he's
I will
done
put $5 on the Bucks winning that game. I will,
They have one guy that can shoot
because they'll at least win by 3. Because that's 3 points he wouldn't have had in any other game. But they need 3-point shooting. That's what they need.
Well, they have one, Chris Middleton.
But they need You guys have JJ Redick. You still need 3-point shooting.
No, we just need bench.
Okay.
So
Johnny
so
bench.
A's all around.
A pluses all around.
Yeah, A+.
The Minnesota Timberwolves.
I couldn't give him a grade.
No longer the Timberwolves.
He couldn't. There is an NA here.
Well, for the NA, it's still an F to me.
Why? Since
no
the
reason.
trade, they've
I
been
mean-
playing outstanding.
Well, then why don't you give him a grade?
Because I can't grade them on like 4 games. With Jimmy Butler there, they were not a good team because Jimmy Butler didn't care. He didn't really want to be there, so he was sitting out and all that.
Kyle,
Since the
I think
trade,
you-
they're like 6-2.
I think you're a pretty bright guy, and you could infer a lot of good stuff. I think you could give him a grade.
I can't.
You know why I'm saying B-? Because D Rose is playing well. That's why I'm
it's
saying.
too small of a sample size.
Yep, but that's what I'm saying.
I give them a C+. The record indicates worse than this. Not worse, but the record and their scoring and all the just the effort all around, individuals, team, whatever. It warrants less than a C+. But they're showing that they're a team that if they can keep up the pace they're on since the Butler trade, is going to make a move for a playoff push, and they have bench depth. Next.
My New Orleans Pelicans.
Started off hot.
F.
Started off hot. Anthony Davis is playing fantastic. Julius Randle playing good. That's
Drew
about
Holiday's
it.
playing decently.
But like, they can score. They can't defend for nothing.
That's just why
Outside
they're
of Davis.
I give them a B asterisk.
We're gonna give them a C because they're exactly 500. That's
Give
all
him a
right.
B minus.
I give them a B asterisk.
What's a B asterisk?
B, and then the asterisk means that there's something in the notes that means once they trade Davis to the Celtics, they go to an F.
Okay.
Because they are going to be bad.
Yeah.
Because if they get Hayward and Smart, you just traded the best defender, one of the best defenders in basketball, for a good defender that is going to play against guards, not big men, and they're going to get eaten alive.
Yeah.
Reed?
A+. Now, I wish Jeff was here, but the New York Knicks.
I gave them a
NA.
G.
C.
Can't give him a grade. You can't give him a grade. I feel like the Knicks are like the one team you really just can't give a grade.
Can't.
Because every game is like, oh, this is them, this is the Knicks. They won a game, they're ready. They lost by 60. It was the refs. I don't know. I give them a C. I can average.
They're right.
grade.
Yeah, right in the
I
middle.
give them a C. They finally have gotten some decent draft pieces, but the thing is even with Porzingis, they're a C because he can't stay healthy. They have arguably they could have the best 4 in basketball. If Porzingis could play 82 games a season and be 100% for those games, I think that Porzingis would be better than Anthony Davis. He's got the reach, he's got the defensive awareness, and he's got the blocking capabilities, and he can score from anywhere. He's lights out from behind the arc for a 4. He's absolutely unstoppable, but he can't stay healthy.
I give him a C, C minus for exactly everything Riddler said. There's no consistency. Kevin Knox showing some greatness at times.
What's Frank doing this season?
Eh.
Yeah.
The one player that's really blown my mind is Tim Hardaway. He's actually earning that $80 million contract he got. He's what was it?
Nobody in the NBA earns their
It's
contract.
about 23 and a third.
Nobody
points.
in the NBA earns their contract.
I get
Nobody in the NBA earns their contract. Kyle, Otto Porter Jr. is making more money than Aaron Rodgers.
it. Yes, but he's 17th in the league in scoring. I get he has to, but he's doing it well. Next team.
Oh, this is Kyle's favorite team,
B plus.
the OKC Thunder.
Hey, Riddler, why don't you stand up for a second?
I give them a B
Minus.
because without Russell Westbrook,
Russell Wilson.
Hey, George.
without Russell Westbrook, they
Slash
were
Cam Newton slash
playing
Rich Boy.
extremely well. And I think, and Paul George playing lights out defensively and offensively. They have bench pieces now, which is something new to them. And they're 12-7. I think they'll get better from there. Westbrook's back. Just time. It takes time.
Can we talk about their new kid that came off the bench for Schroeder and try and say his name?
I give him a B minus, but I give him an A plus for general management.
Sam Presti,
Nah, just kidding.
Rob Hennigan.
That guy's handsome. And I'm pretty sure I'm no NBA insider, but I bet you that guy has a kid soon.
Yeah, me too.
Speaking of the Orlando Magic,
B plus. They're
C.
10-10. Beat the Lakers twice. They're 6th in the conference. Vucevic is playing fantastically.
Yuck. Fantastically.
The only problem with that team, the point guards are weak.
I don't think Mo Bamba's playing up to standard either,
He doesn't play a lot.
which is a mistake.
Yeah. The point guards are weak, and they have no playmakers. They rely hard on the assist.
How many other NBA players have a rap song named after them?
3.
How do they play?
what are they?
Lillard and someone else.
And they
John
play
Wall
well.
had a song
Is
when he was in
it
college.
Souls or something else?
It is.
I think the Magic are playing above their expectations. I think they'll suck eventually, but it's just right now they're a B plus.
I give them a B minus because I just think that their coaching staff isn't utilizing Mo Bamba more. They're not a team that's going to make a splash and make a run in the playoffs to compete for the Eastern Conference Championship. So they need to be seeing what they have in Mo Bamba. They need to figure out what he's actually capable of and figure out how to coach it and build around it.
C.
I'm not saying he's the guy that they need to build around, but they got to find pieces that can go with him.
C. They're average, middle of the pack for everything that they do.
Paul, take the reins on this one for me. The Phillies 76ers.
All right, so here's the deal. 5 days ago, they were an A-minus team. But then they lost to the Cavs, so now they're a B team. I give them B. Here's the deal. I give them a B because I honestly think that the 76ers should be first in the Eastern Conference right now. I think that they have some sluggish games under their belt. They've so far this season, in my opinion, for the 80% of games that they've played, if Embiid's not scoring, they lose. Like it's like if Embiid doesn't put the foot on the gas, they're not. It's like watching LeBron with the Cavs last year. If LeBron doesn't put up 35 points, the Cavs lost. It seems like if Embiid's not putting up 20-10, they lose.
They turn the ball over way too much.
They turn the ball over a lot. Ben Simmons still isn't scoring from beyond the paint.
It's because the Kardashians there watching them.
There's a 3,000 signature petition to keep Kendall Jenner away from the Wells Fargo Arena going on right now. But really, the two big things for the 76ers is I don't think they're playing as lights out on defense as they're capable of. There are three things, yeah. They're not playing as lights out on defense as they're capable of. They turn the ball over a lot, and they don't have bench / behind the arc depth. After J.J. Redick, they don't have any consistent three-point shooting, and they don't have any change the game bench players. Every team that's ever been successful has a guy that can come off the bench and drop 25 points. It's always been the case. And 76ers don't have that. And that would be okay if they had another one or two guys that could shoot 35 to 40% from behind the arc, but they don't. And I don't count Joel Embiid because if Joel Embiid starts coming out and starts shooting at a point where 40% is considered fantastic, that means he's taking too many threes, which means he's not destroying people down low in the paint like he should be because he's a fucking animal. And there's only one person in the NBA, and two people in the NBA, in my opinion, that can out-physical Joel Embiid in the paint. And he's never going to have to go up against those two guys, so it's not going to matter.
Or are those two guys?
Giannis Antlerman. I think Giannis Antlerman is the strongest guy in the NBA, in my
Antler
opinion.
combo.
And
He looks scary when they
Antlerman is
like
funnier.
zoom in on him dunking. It's
Yeah.
like,
Always Antler
oh my
combo.
god!
Gotta be.
why can't it just be Antlerman?
It's Antler combo.
Antlerman.
You haven't contributed anything to this conversation. It's
So,
Antlerman.
the
I'm
next
producing
team.
the show.
Oh, can I take the reins on this one?
Is that your argument?
Go ahead.
All right.
Yes, you guys doing a great job.
Just turn your mic off then.
It doesn't matter. I'll turn, and you guys are
Come on,
off.
come on. We're trying to move.
The worst team. Oh,
It's Souls Appreciation Day. You have to let it
Season
happen.
for,
What's the next team?
Phoenix Suns.
F.
The worst team in the NBA.
F. They're
F.
terrible.
They really are.
They're bad.
It's,
They can't defend. They can't score. They just...
Crawford is hurting the team more than he's helping them at this
That
point.
is bullshit. You talking about Jamal Crawford?
Yeah.
No. Fuck off. Drink this. I don't care if you're on call. Drink it. Jamal Crawford is a fucking crossover god, and he's a defensive giant.
Right now, they're 28th in the league in points with about 104 and a half.
Can I just break down the F grade, and then we'll
Yeah.
move on? Because
Yeah.
there's really only one. They are a team that wants to win now with a roster that loses now. That's it. They need to. They are a team. They are trying to be the Golden State Warriors, and they are like the 08 Sixers. That's just how it is. They're a team they're no better than 20 wins a season, and they're trying to be an 80-2 team. They're just not good. Outside of Booker, they have nothing. Ayton is going to be great for them down the stretch, but I don't think they're utilizing him correctly. I don't think they're playing him enough. They're not a good team right now.
That's fair.
They just won their first road game on Friday.
They're garbage. They're a garbage team.
The Portland Trailblazers.
Give me an A. I think Portland is really, really fucking good.
Well, they're 12-7, so right now they're the 5 seed.
Donate.
113.3 points a game, 10th in the league. 20.6 assists, which puts them at 27th.
Here's the deal.
Score update real quick.
Since this is hold on, we're in the middle of Portland after that. Since this has been done, they're 12-8. They're a 600 team. They're currently sitting at 6th in the West. But the reason I give them an A- is because they're scoring efficiently. They're playing real good team basketball, and in what did I say their record was? They're 12-8.
Yeah.
In 20 games, they went from we should either get rid of McCollum or Lillard to we need to add another star to this team. They went from rebuild to dynasty real quick.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's the mentality to have. They are a player like I would love to see Gordon Hayward on that team. I really would like to see Gordon Hayward on that team.
Quick score update while you guys talk. We are talking NBA. Rockets and Wizards are going into overtime. Harden already has 50 points.
Yeah, Wizards suck.
Yeah, Brad. Did you see that John Wall called Bradley Beal trash? That's awesome. All right, moving on.
The Sacramento Kings.
I'll take this one. I gave them a B+, but I'm upgrading them to an A. They are 10-9, 8th in the conference, well above expectations. De'Aaron Fox, Buddy Hield, Marvin Bagley, Willie Cauley-Stein are playing lights out. Their young core is averaging about. I don't think I wrote that. Oh no, they're 100.
Kyle, you wrote this.
They're averaging 114 points a game, which is 7th in the league. That is basically because they are running and they're playing hard basketball. They're not a talented team by any means, but they are a team that is going to win because of playing playing fast and playing hard. That's the Kings. They're basically the Lakers.
They have Willie Cauley-Stein, so I hate them.
They're basically the Lakers.
They have
just
Willie
without
Cauley-Stein, so I don't like
LeBron
them.
James. Whatever.
Why do you not like Willie Cauley-Stein?
He was the worst person on that fucking Kansas team? Kansas? No, team.
Kentucky.
Kentucky team.
The San Antonio Spurs.
B.
C-.
Sure.
B.
Looks like you kind of fell off at the end here.
Got real tired
So
of
it looks
writing.
like you're going to rapid fire these things.
San Antonio Spurs is a C- because they still have DeMar DeRozan, who's an elite player. They have LaMarcus Aldridge, so they can't get it done.
Toronto Raptors.
A+.
Yeah.
They have Kawhi Leonard.
C.
What? It's probably sucks just for saying C.
A+.
First in the East, they have Kyle Lowry, Kawhi Leonard.
Who got his first career technical the other day.
And he laughs like a horse.
All right, here's the deal. We always make fun of the guy for never talking. He finally laughs. Everyone shits on
Yeah.
him. Fuck the world.
I'm not going to say what I wanted to say.
Utah Jazz.
C-.
That's fair. I just wanted the Utah Jazz to be better.
They're not playing good defense.
No.
They give up tons of points, and they don't have the scoring to make up for it.
And to round it out,
They only have one guy that can score the ball.
Yeah.
And he's way better than everyone thought he was going to be.
the Wizards.
F.
Nah.
F.
Nah.
First, they started off terribly because of
That's the only team you gave an F to?
No, I gave an F to the Cavs.
You didn't give an F to the Suns?
I might have. I don't remember.
If you didn't, you're
I
wrong.
gave him an F, Kyle.
I took a piss to that.
He gave them a D-.
Fuck off!
They had Devin Booker.
Okay, and they're still terrible with Devin Booker in one of the best draft picks of this last year.
I gave them an F.
No,
Now there's
fuck
a,
off,
Now there's
Souls.
a Dwight Howard. First of all,
So much for
No,
Souls
I'm not doing
appreciation.
because that was bullshit.
So much
You
for
would
Souls
even
appreciation.
do that.
Dwight Howard might be gay. You don't know that.
He's not gay. He's
We don't
just into post-penis surgery.
We got to take a break.
No, because before we do that, Kyle, fuck you. That's absolute bullshit.
Do you think you should drink private stock for that?
Are you going to give the fucking Wizards, who are sitting at the 10th spot at 7 and 12,
But they
an
shouldn't
F?
be his 10-spot team.
But you're going to give the okay. So what should the Phoenix Suns be?
The Phoenix Suns should be
The worst team in
an 8
basketball?
seed, a
Should they be-
7 seed.
No, they shouldn't.
Yeah, they should.
You're going to tell me that Devin Booker should make a team a 7 seed?
No, but DeAndre Ayton and John Jackson could definitely help.
What?
Tell me I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
I'm not.
I love
You're
that
wrong.
argument. I love that.
Kyle, they're a
Tell me I'm
terrible
wrong.
team. When you were in the bathroom, I literally broke it down in the best way possible. They're a team trying to be the 72-10 Chicago Bulls, while they're the 08 fucking 8-win Sixers.
First of all, it was not 08. Second of all.
Whatever.
Second of all, we
They
did,
only
not,
won
we
8
did not have
games.
that talent with Devin Booker. We had fucking Hollis
But
Thompson
that's
shooting the ball.
That's the team that they are, Kyle. Devin Booker is not a take. You've said it yourself. Devin Booker is not a take over the game by himself, lead a team
He's
guy.
not, but he had 3 other guys that can easily help him.
That can easily help him in maybe
But
2
okay, you make my
years.
argument better then.
But they're
then
not.
why
they're
are the
not-
Wizards that bad?
Because they're not clicking. Nobody wants to be there. That's there.
Good.
John Wall doesn't want. but you
Trade
said-
Bradley Beal to the Sixers.
So they should be in NA then. They should be
Good.
in NA because you made the same argument about the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves, you couldn't give them a grade because Jimmy Butler didn't want to be there and didn't give effort. John Wall's not giving the effort, and neither is Bradley Beal. Nobody on that
They've
team
been there
wants
for
to
a
be
long
there.
period of time.
But nobody on the team wants to be there. Butler last year was giving it his all every 5
yeah,
seconds.
and
on
then
that
he was
court.
like, "You know what? Fuck Townsend, fuck Wiggins."
And that team is fuck everybody else. They
Well, then
want
I'll
out.
give him an NA.
No, don't give him an NA.
I will,
But don't
because
give him an
they
F.
suck.
You
At
should-
least give him a D minus.
You should still have given the Suns an F.
Give him a
though.
D minus.
I give him a D minus.
D minus is fine.
All right, fine.
Not
D,
an F.
D minus minus.
No.
You should still.
No, Kyle.
T minus minus F is what
you
you're
should,
saying.
You should still have given the Suns an F, though. I think that's more.
Giving somebody a D minus minus is like giving them an F plus.
I've gotten that.
We got to go to break, guys.
Fuck the break. We're going live for 2 straight hours.
We don't need break.
All right, fine. We'll go to break. It's going to
Do.
be 60 seconds, and then we're back
Go.
with hold on, Gilberto's Mix and Match mashup. We're going to be back with the Twitter poll rankings. We're going to be back with
MLB rankings.
K Quick Souls' Riddler's rankings matchup. Dick fucks, which because it's Souls Appreciation Day, he's going to pick what it is. And we're also going to do some Souls questioning and MLB fantasy talk recap. That's way overdue. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
And now, back to getting sports with Drunk on the PPRN Radio Network.
Back to getting sports with drunk. This is the man of many names, and his friends.
See, you messed up. You need some work, but that would have been the perfect time. Like, this is the man of many names, and I'm here with my many names.
I'm half drunk, and I peed for a long period of time in the bathroom.
That should mean you're less drunk.
Hey, Mass, why don't you shut up over there, huh?
Let's check some prep stocks. That's not his name.
Awesome.
Anyway, so yeah, we're back. We're gonna start off with some K Quick Souls rankings, which Milwaukee was nice enough to give us the rankings we're doing because it is Souls Appreciation Day.
Yes, sir.
So Souls / Milwaukee, could you please give us what the rankings are
Let him get back to the bike.
or what the subject is?
Top 5 is Souls' best sports moments.
All right, so Souls' best sports moments. Number 5 is completely melting down and throwing everybody out of the house after the Broncos beat the Steelers in the playoffs.
Tim Tebow, baby.
including no, just fuck Tim Tebow because he's just the Kevin Nash of the NFL.
Nope.
Yep,
He's
but-
better than Kevin Nash.
He's not better than Kevin
In
Nash.
every way.
First of all,
He
he
is
beat
not
Ike
better
Taylor,
than
not
Kevin
Troy
Nash.
Polamalu. We'll reinstate this.
But anyway, it was just funny because he also threw out one of his best friends, who is in fact a Steelers fan, who was just as upset about the game as he was, but he threw him out onto the streets anyway.
So for the person who hasn't been here for all of these, can you elaborate a little bit on these?
Let's just elaborate on it.
Yeah. Tim Tebow threw a touchdown. Ike Taylor sucks. There we go. Throw everyone out. There we go.
It was odd that you
Was it
threw
a
me out.
was it a legit
It was
meltdown?
more of my dad.
Your
True.
dad was in bed. Your dad went. Yes, he was. Your dad watched the game in his room because he was mad because we were all cheering for Tim Tebow.
Then last year, the year before, everyone cheered for the Bengals, and I told my dad not to go to bed, and he went to bed, and we won.
The Brett Bengals.
That's private stock.
No, that's just drunk.
Thank you.
That's Taco Bell talking.
Ooh.
Look at that face. So number 4, I'm gonna give it to. Number 4, I'm gonna give it to the Steelers-Ravens game that we went to because Milwaukee was super enticed to the game, like hard fucking core because it was so back and forth. I think it was Antonio Brown caught like a big touchdown, and then like Jacoby Jones ripped off like a return.
That
And the
was
stadium
so
was silent while
funny.
Milwaukee and Capone were in the bathroom too. I'm pretty sure you guys were in the bathroom.
No,
right?
we went to redeem our prize, but it was
Yeah.
after halftime, so we
They
didn't
went
get
to
it.
redeem-
What prize
stayed.
was it?
I stayed.
It was
No,
you and
me and
J-Mart
J-Mart, yeah.
that went to redeem their prize that they knew they weren't going to be able to redeem.
That would be
like,
insane.
use.
Antonio Brown touchdown, and I went to the bathroom for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then Jacoby Jones ripped off the
Ran
return.
it back. That was
But
the
then
funniest thing.
afterwards, Ben did Ben things through like 95,000 yards. And the rest of the game, while they were up and like Milwaukee knew they were going to win, Milwaukee was more enticed with looking at the fantasy scores because he was in a really close game. And it was just funny because we were at arguably like the most exciting football game any of us have ever been to.
You know who I'm facing that week?
No.
I don't think-
It was you.
every year we've gone, I've played
Nope.
Eric.
That was that one year.
No.
It was that one year.
It
Yes,
wasn't
was.
me.
Because we always played each other like week 10. not the week.
Every year we've been in Pittsburgh, I've played Eric.
Well, it's one of you fucks.
I always play Jeff whenever we go.
Me, maybe? I
Number 3, sports moment is. Ooh, okay. Number 3 sports moment was when I finally got my softball or wiffle ball legs underneath me, and Kyle and I were on the same team, and we're starting to play wiffle ball really well, and I hit a lot of like doubles that were like really like just bullshit hits, but like I was starting to hit the ball well.
Batter, which is weird.
Yeah, I'm a left-handed batter that batted righty my whole life. But that whole game was a top 5 Souls moment because Souls kept hitting a lot of singles that Kendall was botching a lot. I'm pretty sure that game Kendall or Kyle went like I don't know 0 for 7 with an on-base percentage of 1,000 because of errors.
I believe you, but I don't remember.
That was the night that you tried to kill a 30 at Bush by yourself.
That would be it.
Yeah, wasn't that where I
That'd be
pitched
why he doesn't remember.
175 pitches, and it took me like 8 hours to strike you out.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2?
Fight him off.
Number 2 was this one will forever be the best. The best
So
Souls.
why is it not number 1?
Because it was in a losing effort.
Okay.
Watching last year with fucking Milwaukee, the 76ers play the Heat. And it was just such a close game down the stretch. And they fucking... Joel Embiid was down low on the post. And Simmons drove in. And Covington, and I don't remember who the other guy on the floor was. I think it was Sarge. Closed in. And all the defenders came in because they were either waiting for a Simmons layup or a dish to Embiid for an easy dunk because the Miami Heat were only up 2. And they kicked it out flawlessly to a wide open J.J. Redick with nobody else around. And J.J. Redick fucking bricked it like he was building a house. And I have never seen an individual go so pale for somebody to miss a three-point shooter to miss a wide open three-point shot like that in such a clutch moment. And it was the funniest
How much
face.
time was left?
Like 7 seconds.
The game ended after that 3.
Yeah, I think they inbounded the ball and it was over.
That's funny.
Oh, it was so... Oh, my God. Kyle's face was just absolutely...
And your number
Hysterical.
1.
Is number 1 at least a good moment?
Well, is it the number 1 Souls moment or the number 1, like, Paul for Souls moment?
Doesn't matter.
All right, so the number 1 Souls moment will be...
Hold on, because there's something I would like to mention. I don't know if you're going to say it. though.
Honorable
ahead.
mention.
The KFC vomit.
It's a sports moment.
Oh, it had to be sports. All right.
Yeah,
Threw up pretty hard that day.
that was awesome.
He might have been wearing a jersey, like a shirtsy that day. Maybe.
He probably was.
But
Yeah,
honorable mention would be
pretty
this last trip we took when we went to Philadelphia for the Phillies game, and Kyle passed out drunk on the bed while we were playing heads up, Drinkatron,
Drinkatron.
and
The
Kyle
fuck
was
is
passed.
Trigatron?
Kyle was passed the fuck out, and it was his turn. And then like we were just like, yeah, I guess we'll just skip him. Kyle, I'm not drunk. Just sits right up.
Took his pants off.
Yep, and that was
Took
pretty
his
funny.
pants off.
Honorable mention.
That game was so much
Another
fun.
honorable mention. This is a bad one, so I won't give it number one. The honorable mention was when the first Steelers game we went to, when the Steelers got blown out by the Bears.
I
And on
remember
the,
watching that game
on the ride home. I was like, Kyle, are you going to ignore me the whole ride home because the Steelers lost? He goes, no, I'll talk to you. Didn't even make it out of the parking lot. Kyle fell asleep. Didn't wake up till we got to Connecticut 9 hours later.
What
But
is Trigatron?
We'll show you. after.
Drinkatron it's a drinking game on my phone.
Okay.
Everyone's phone.
Well,
Dick.
it's on mine.
Mine's phone exclusively.
So
The number one Souls moment. I
Sports
think
moment.
the number one Souls sports moment for me, I think is going to be. I don't remember who they were playing, but it was a year. Was it? It was last like June. Kyle was over. I had the day off, and Kyle had the league pass for basketball or for baseball. We were watching the Phillies, and we watched the Phillies in the bottom of the ninth come back from being down 7-1 to win the game 8-7, and Kyle was beside himself. it was like
kid on Christmas,
no,
like new bike. Kid
better
on
than
Christmas.
that. It was Christmas morning, right? And a kid woke up, and every toy that they ever wanted was there, already opened and set up for them to play with. And then you said to them, "Hey, we're going to Disney right now. Oh, and by the way, you get to bring your 3 new puppies. Oh, and by the way, unlimited ice cream. Oh, and by the way,
Snus.
snus."
And by the way, blowjob on the way down.
But it was just.
Oh,
I
no.
think Adubel Herrera hit like a 3, like a bases clearing double. I think Reese hit like a 3-run home run. It was incredible. Do you remember that game, Kyle?
Yeah, I remember every Phillies game.
That's not
I wish you said no.
All right.
When did that
So
happen?
that's my top 5. That's my rankings. On to Gilberto's mix match mashup.
All right. So what I did for tonight, I took 3 tight ends.
Ooh, all right.
All right.
I can't answer.
I'm gonna
gonna
pick
get-
Aaron Hernandez.
You've been looking at my screen, Kyle.
I saw the first one.
Yeah. So he's out.
Nah, Kyle can pick. It's Souls
So-
Appreciation Day.
So what I'm gonna do?
I'm gonna pick Aaron Hernandez.
I hope he picks 3 other tight ends.
I'm gonna give you their stats this season. I want you to tell me who you would take. There's three
No,
options.
I'm always confused by this. So is this who I would rather be?
No,
who I'd rather have in fantasy?
Who do you want?
As a head coach?
No. Who are you picking for your team? I guess.
Okay.
What tight end would you want?
So a head coach.
What if they're already on my team?
They're not. Okay, so option number 1 on the season, he has. Let me make sure I read the right column. 36 receptions, 444 yards, and 3 touchdowns. That's option 1.
Yards again?
444. Option number 2,
Fans we call it.
50 receptions, 537 yards, 2 touchdowns.
So far, none of these are Ertz or Ebron.
Option number 3, 32 receptions, 504 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Can I guess 2 of these?
Yeah, you can guess them all.
I want to say 2 of them are Jimmy Graham and Jared Cook.
You're wrong twice.
Damn.
So, option A, B, or C, who would you take?
Give me B.
Well, can I get the catches again?
Option A has 36,
Mhm.
36, 444, and 3.
Can I
Mhm.
interrupt you real quick?
No.
No.
Option 2, 50 receptions, 537 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Option 3, 32 receptions, 504 yards, 2 touchdowns.
So I'm doing this based off who I'd want on my team. I'm going B. Sounds like a chain mover.
Yes.
I'm also taking B's. I think I know who it is.
Who do you think it is?
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Is it Antonio Gates?
No.
Damn.
What?
See,
There's no
I
way.
don't
Many
remember any
yards?
of them.
Kyle,
You could.
are you listening?
Nope.
Well, option A was Vance McDonald.
Knew it.
Option B was Jordan Reed.
Ooh.
Wow.
Option C, Rob Gronkowski.
That's what I figured.
No,
So
you
I
said
said
Jared Cook.
Jordan
I knew
Reed.
Rob Gronkowski was one of them. I just couldn't figure out which one because he's been injured.
He's been injured, I know. Originally,
I wouldn't be surprised if at the end of the season that becomes 10 touchdowns.
He had Eric Ebron on there.
I had Ebron in there initially, but I'm like, he has 11 touchdowns. I can't put him in there.
Yeah. Here's the other thing,
Does
too,
he
about
really have
Gronkowski.
11 touchdowns?
Here's the thing about
He has so
Gronkowski,
many.
though. Gronkowski is the only tight end in football that would have made that catch against the Jets.
Yes.
in
I
my
was
opinion.
right. Gronk was C.
Milwaukee, on a scale of 1 to drunk, how 10 are you?
9.
Well, Cal, give us your game there.
Well, hold on, Twitter poll.
Oh, yes, the Twitter poll.
Spoiler alert, Wizards beat the Rockets.
Boo! Thanks, Mass.
So-
I mean,
Damn, I
your
DVR'd
name.
that game. I DVR'd that game. I was going to
private
watch it
chat
next
or
Friday.
private
DVR'd it.
So this week, I gotta pull it up here. This week on Twitter, I posed the question, which again, I'm gonna do one of these every week. We'll bring it up on the show. You know, check them out. Give us your thoughts. Where is it here? I asked 5 days ago, who right now is your NFL MVP? I offered up Pat Mahomes, Drew Brees, Todd Gurley, and then I wrote in an other column. I don't know if you guys looked at it. Would anyone care to?
I don't have a Twitter.
I think I voted. Did I not?
I don't know. I can't see who voted.
Oh well, actually, I did believe I voted, and I think if I recall, I think I voted for Todd Gurley because I'm very partial to the running back position.
So the way the voting finished was Pat Mahomes finished with 17%, Todd Gurley with 7%, 4% went to other, and someone wrote in Jared Goff, but it was Drew Brees who was the runaway with 72%.
As well he should be.
Fantasy quarterback of the year, 7th round pick, baby.
You got
Except
him in the
for,
sixth.
Same thing.
It's not
Is that Grinder I just saw?
Yahoo Sports.
All right.
It is Grinder. It's a garlic app. I also have it.
All right. So, this is the game called Getting,
Wait.
Oh, yeah.
Getting to Know
we have a
the
half
Man.
hour.
Yeah, we got to do the sports. I'm going to end this the segment with the Souls game.
All right.
We got to do the MLB. So we're going to recap it because it's been some time. We weren't live when we did this. So we did a MLB fantasy draft at the beginning of this 2018 season.
Back in the wood shop.
Yeah, we were in the wood shop. And
GDH Woodworking, by the way.
so we all drafted a team that consisted of a manager, 2 starting pitchers, a reliever / closer, and then all around the field, first, second, third, short, center, left, right, and then a DH. And then we scored it off of the parameters. I'm pretty sure it was 2 points for wins.
It was pretty much fantasy scoring with
2
bonus
points,
stuff
2
around.
points for wins, minus a point per loss, 2 points for saves, minus a point for saves, or minus a point for every save blown. X amount of points wherever your ERA ranked, and then hitting was pretty much whatever their thing was the points you got. Average was equated, times 1,000 type of deal. And then you got 10 bonus points for any major awards won, which was MVP, Cy Young, Coach of the or Manager of the Year, Silver Sluggers, and Golden Gloves. So if we were to go through the rankings, finishing first, how appropriate for Souls Appreciation Day, Milwaukee with 5,501 point.
Fluke.
Finishing in
I'm
second
pretty good at this stuff.
was the Riddler. Yeah.
I also wasn't there to draft.
Your fault.
You still had one of the best players of the year.
I know.
We
With-
gave you what, Judge and somebody else,
And then
right?
you got JD Martinez.
I was given Judge out of the gate. The rest I picked from everyone's scraps.
And then I got 5,308.5 points. Finishing in second was Gilberto / Machine Washable with 4,970 points. And then finishing in last was the Red Baron with 4,500 points.
Bringing up the rear.
Yeah, so, I mean, the real, problems was, Red Baron picked Troy Tulowitzki, didn't play a single game all season.
Yeah, big fan of his, though.
Outside of DeGrom, his pitching staff didn't really do him much favors.
It's like I picked Britain, didn't realize he was hurt.
My pitching staff did really well. I had Scherzer and Verlander, and then I had Colome as my closer, so they combined for 700 strikeouts, which was awesome. And not a lot of losses. Souls, or was it Souls that did it?
Something else.
Haha. I think it was no. Who was it? I don't remember who it was. Oh, It was the Red Baron who had.
Sorry, what was his name?
Well, doing off the thing here. Sorry, Jesus.
I'm kidding.
Capone. I'll do my
I'm
best.
kidding.
But he picked Ken Giles, who got him fucking 52 points for saves.
You're right, above 55.
Yeah, ERA points, you got 0.
Oh,
However,
for sure.
saves-wise, he was, what's 52 divided by 2?
26.
Yeah, he was 26 for 26 in saves.
He was traded from the Astro to the Blue Jays.
But then, you had people like, Tulowitzki.
You know, it's a shame because
You just-
there's no reason I should have picked Tulowitzki because he's obviously been a guy very injury prone.
I will say this, though. Outside of Tulowitzki, all your other players, like, because Tulowitzki didn't play some game, you were the only person who picked an entire team that had at least one stolen base.
It's kind of cool.
I want you
Yeah.
to know that Encarnacion finished with 3 stolen bases, 0 caught stolen.
That's amazing.
My
Yeah.
first baseman got me nothing.
See, my guys all were very average in their batting average, but I absolutely just raked it in fucking home runs. Raked it. So there's
Raked
the
it.
fantasy
go.
rankings. We're gonna do a little bit more exciting of it this year. I want to get it. Didn't I thought it was gonna take a super long time to add up. It was just the inputting of data that made it forever. So this year we're gonna make it way more difficult and a little bit harder scoring, so it gets a little bit more competitive.
Right.
Um,
And besides the entirely user error, I won.
What
He was just
we're going
wrong.
to do is we're going to break down average. I think
Rounding error.
we'll break down average where it's maybe something along the lines of if you're batting 250 to 275, you get 10 points or 15 points.
Yeah.
275 to 3 is 30. Over 300 is 50. Under 250 is minus 10. or something like that.
Is there a punishment for last place?
Oh, there's always a punishment for last place. You have to gargle Kyle's nuts.
Ooh, Soul's Appreciation.
He's got some pistachios that he would like you to try to gargle.
They're not that smelly, I promise.
That's untrue.
That's not true because you want to know what? We all dress like Kyle and all of our balls are sweating profusely.
I don't know how he wears these long johns. What do you got for us over there?
We got 13 questions about the man and many names.
Unless we go quick, we're not doing all 13.
Why? It's not going to take that long.
It's 10:05.
Yeah, we have 45
We have 40 minutes. We started at 9:40 or 7:45 because
So
everybody
therefore,
decided they were
Go
assholes.
fuck
today.
yourself for fucking telling me not to rush my
It's Soul's
ass.
Appreciation Day. You have to do the shot if he tells you to.
Nah.
Then you do the fireball.
All right.
All right,
I don't
so
like-
Healthy
I
swig.
don't like the color of that.
Healthy swig.
there's
though.
13
Got it.
questions. I'm gonna ask one by one. We'll go around the room, and then if you get it right, I want you guys to keep your own score because I can't do it right now.
That's never going to work. Rita,
Yeah.
can you do that for us? Keep
Can
the
you keep
score.
score? Also, that's a shot because her name is Yoshi.
That's fine. I want some.
Actually, can I have one of the 2 bottles? I have to do a healthy swig because of
'Cause
the name mispronunciation.
If you lose, you have to do a healthy shot with the man of many names.
I'd like whoever's driving him home to know he's going to throw up.
He seems to be pretty good.
Oh,
Okay.
just wait.
Last week was worse.
Max, I
that's not
expect you
true
to
because-
lose.
Okay. Does that
Here's
mean
the
I
thing.
still have to drink?
No, because
Yes.
you have to drink, but you get to drink with whoever finishes in 4th.
Okay.
So
I tend to lose
Third.
these games, so
all right.
Well,
all right.
Real quick though, I'd like you to know I have figured out the appropriate combination of items to purchase at Taco Bell to keep Kyle from throwing up.
All right,
May I
This is
guess
the first
quickly?
time I've ever had Natty Ice, and it doesn't taste like anything.
Did we even go to college
Oh.
together?
you wait until you crap tomorrow.
That one sip will do
All
it.
right. Capone and I once drank a 30 rack of these and then killed 4 40-ounce high lifes.
I remember when you two
Yeah, the
killed an
next
18
day-
We should give Kyle the fireball right about now.
The next day, I shit hot soft serve.
That's a double shot because I said
I
my
remember
name because I don't
one
care.
night or one day you
The
guys
Spurs
killed
beat the Bulls.
18 rack each of Miller High Life while watching football.
That was our go-to because they used to put the high lifes on sale for $8.99 an 18 rack. We used to stock up the cabinets.
All right.
Do you remember when you guys
Come on,
came home
Souls.
from Pittsburgh?
Yep.
With
England.
Yeah.
That was New York.
Come on, Souls.
One by one.
All right.
I'm gonna ask a question, then I'll point. You're gonna answer. Okay?
Okay.
Are you just
is it
pointing
multiple
randomly?
choice?
No. It's
Ah,
going
okay.
order.
Is it multiple choice?
No.
Fuck.
Fuck.
All right, honesty policy here. No changing answers because you think someone.
Oh, do I have
Well-
to write it?
No. I'm just saying, like, if
Rebecca's
he
gonna
said, like,
keep the score.
who's my favorite Steeler of all time, and like you came up with Ike Taylor.
Oh, okay,
and
I
he
gotcha.
said Troy Polamalu. Like, oh shit, it's Troy Polamalu. Just honesty answer.
I
We're
got
not-
you. You guys
this
ready?
This is for fun. Nobody knows Souls, so
What is my favorite sport?
Baseball.
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 The answer is baseball.
All right, Souls, take a shot. If we all get it right, you take the shot.
Fine.
Floor hockey.
How'd you guys know that?
Everybody get a point?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, here's the deal. If you
I
gave
didn't
nobody a
go
point, it'd be the
shut
same
out.
outcome.
Easily my favorite sport. Love it. Whom is my favorite basketball player
Of all time or right now?
right now?
Joel Embiid.
Allen Iverson.
We said right now.
Oh, I missed. Can I?
Yeah.
I really got caught up in that because I was like, God, was Iverson really his favorite player of all time? I'm gonna go Simmons.
See, I'm torn because I don't think it's a Sixer.
Fuck him if it isn't.
I'm going to say Giannis.
Is that Antler Man?
Yeah.
Because that's who I was going to say.
Kendall is the one that got it right.
That's fine. I know he really likes Simmons, but he also was like a huge homer for
I am.
KD and Antler combo.
Oh, yeah. But good job, Ken.
Iverson. I was like, oh, Iverson. And then I said, like, ooh,
Number
maybe
3.
not.
Whom is my favorite athlete of all time?
Favorite athlete of all time.
This one
Is it Allen Iverson?
So Michael Phelps.
Mike Schmidt.
I'm gonna go with. Oh,
Hold on.
Mark is changing
Hold
his
on.
answer.
Yeah, let Mike go because
No,
nobody
no.
else has said
I can't.
it yet.
I can't change.
No, because he hasn't said anything yet.
I can't change.
I'm gonna go with the jersey I'm wearing today for the Souls uniform is Troy Polamalu.
Chase Utley.
What'd you say?
Chase Utley.
Utley Chase.
Ooh. Damn, I think we're all going to be wrong because I know Mass isn't guessing this name. Fuck, that's private stock. Or just something that's not.
Can you tell me so I can
Some-
not get
some
just
brown?
1 point?
I'm not gonna throw it.
Can you
Ooh,
tell me
double
so I
it
can
up.
just not get 1
Just,
point?
just name a name.
Anything. It could be you.
The Mass.
Who'd you think it was?
Cole Hamels.
Kendall is correct. Troy Palmalo.
No, it's not. That's
Yes, it is.
bullshit.
Yes, it is.
As soon as I said Mike Schmidt, I thought of Polamalu.
Number
Mike
4.
This is bullshit. We can't let Kendall win this.
Whom is my favorite baseball position player of all time?
So, not a pitcher?
Not a pitcher. Mock.
Chase Utley.
Chase Utley is looking for second base, or
Position player. I'm not going to.
So, not a pitcher. Anybody but a pitcher.
well, are you looking for the player or the position?
Player, you douchebag.
Team.
That's the way he worded it. I thought you just ignored his wrongness. But I'm gonna go with Utley.
Well, I got to catch up points. I'm going to say Rollins.
Utley.
You guys are all wrong.
All right, it's cool.
If it's Mike Schmidt, I'm gonna be pissed.
Bobby Abreu.
Oh,
Off my radar.
You guys can disagree with me all you want, but ever since I was a kid, I fell in love with Bobby
Was
Abreu.
I
Rollins
drank
a
his
good guess,
wine.
though?
What?
Was Rollins a good
Ron
guess?
was my second.
All right. So,
That's half
can
a
Kendall
point.
lose a point for that?
No.
It's Soul's Appreciation Day. Whatever you say goes.
No.
Taco Bell will pay for it.
Yeah.
Kendall,
I'll buy you anything you want.
I'll buy you Taco Bell tonight.
It's going to happen anyways.
Yeah, but I'll buy it. Is the point.
Ron was my second favorite position player of all time.
Fuck you, Reed.
Number 5. Whom is my favorite NBA player of all time? Mock.
Now, I have a question before anybody guesses. Is this all time or like players you've seen play all time?
Players I've seen of all time.
Okay. So I didn't feel like doing one of those like Dr. J things where it's like, Dick Buckus, Mean Joe Dick.
Green.
Allen Iverson.
I'm gonna stick with. Although I kind of doubt myself a little bit, I'm gonna go with Allen Iverson.
Andre Iguodala.
That.
Paul and Matt's are correct.
I'd like to not go first on every question.
Would you have changed it though? Because you
I-
can't. Odyssey policy.
Here's the thing. I didn't have a name.
Because as a kid,
I know it's Andre Iguodala. Kyle and I have had this discussion. I mean, granted, I've seen them both play as a really young kid, but Jordan and Pippen, neither of them are my favorite Bull of all time.
Yeah.
It's Kirk Heinrich.
I've seen Iguodala grow
Right,
as a player.
It's funny because I remember the conversation after the Sixers game. Like, Iverson was even my favorite player to that effect, but you know.
I wasn't like old enough to watch Iverson. Like I
Yeah.
was, but I wasn't.
Iguodala was part of your prime as a
Yeah.
Sixers fan. Yep, I understand.
Number 6. What is my second favorite hockey team? Mash, go first.
Your second favorite hockey team? Fuck, I don't even know your favorite hockey team. Jersey Devils.
See, it's weird. See, you're talking about so many teams. But I think it's the Colorado Avalanche.
I think it's the Blackhawks for the Riddler.
I'm going Coyotes.
All wrong.
Ah.
I'll take a shot.
Is it the San Jose Sharks?
No.
Okay, good.
It is the Anaheim.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Should have known that.
No. that
No,
doesn't
we
count.
all owe a shot for that.
I didn't know
We
that.
all know the Homer capacities of the Mighty
For that
Ducks.
terrible movie.
No!
But I didn't know that. Do I deserve
I'll even take a shot because I love that team.
And it's not a terrible movie. Shout out to Aziz Ansari because he did this skit one time where he was talking about like people being like having specific jokes. I know this isn't sports related and whatnot, but no. Private
I
stock.
don't want this.
Give me some of that brown water.
It's not
What
good.
is it?
I don't know. Gross.
not good.
It's a private stock.
whatever-
Black licorice.
Hold on. But he was sitting there and he was talking about like, oh, that's an oddly specific thing. He was like, oh, like if you could bang one Disney princess, who would it be? And he goes, oh, I would love to bang Mulan from that Japanese or that Chinese movie where she was sliding down the roof. And he goes, wow, that's a specific answer. And then he did another one where it was like, oh, like he was talking about a roommate of his who used to think he was possessed by Scar from Lion King. And he goes, if you could be possessed by any Disney villain, who would it be? And he goes, oh, Scar from the Lion King. And he'd be like, oh, that's wrong. It's the Iceland team from Mighty Ducks 2. And it was just so funny the way he said it. And I was like, every time I hear that on Pandora, I think of Kyle.
You ready? Number 7. What is my favorite number? Mass.
Your favorite number is a 69.
Oh.
Do I have to go next?
Yeah.
They're going to change their answers once I say mine. Do you guys have yours locked in?
Mock definitely knows it.
Do you
I'm
have yours locked
between
in?
two. I'm between.
So, that's the same thing.
It's got to be one. You got to pick one.
I know.
Pick one now.
Okay, I'm ready.
17.
34.
34.
17. Paul is correct.
Ah.
What's
You know
the
why?
significance
Because
of
it's the first 2 digits of his PIN and his passcode to his phone.
34 is just a college.
34 was always his favorite number.
I went for the college.
34
I
34
only
was his
picked
favorite number.
34 because it was the biggest jersey and double 17.
Double 17. I've worn 24 for that reason.
Number 8.
12 is gay.
Outside of
That's
the
what the
Phillies.
best quarterback in all of NFL wears.
Number 8. Outside of the Phillies.
Not Aaron Rodgers.
Who
Andrew Luck.
is my favorite player currently?
Outside of the Phillies?
Yeah. We'll go with Kendall.
Okay.
Is it going to Miramach?
Don't know yet.
That's a shot.
Outside of the Phillies, favorite player.
Just go ahead and say it.
You think I should say it? Bryce Armstrong.
Shot!
Oh my
God,
goodness.
Kyle.
For
If you
no
were an
reason.
NBA team, you'd be the Clippers.
Dun-dun.
That was a good joke for radio's sake.
For no reason other than for the sake of losing, Manny Machado.
Paul.
Mike Trout.
Mike Trout.
Mike Trout.
Mike Trout. How'd you guys know?
Are you keeping track of points over there, Yoshi? All right.
How'd you guys know?
They're going to be wrong.
Yeah, I know.
What else you got, Kyle?
I want to know how you guys know. How'd you guys know?
Because you
you
literally
would
suck his
have
dick if you
sex
walked in
with
this
him.
room.
Yeah, the first
So
time I
we
was
said
on
the
here.
same.
All right, number 9.
I just didn't imply.
What
Anal.
NFC team do I root for?
Oh, can I go first?
Mock.
Detroit Lions.
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 I had to stumble because I was like, wait, NFC. I got to make sure I'm right.
Oh, wait. I owe that.
I know what your second favorite AFC team is.
The
Who is-
Denver
who is it?
Is it
Avalanche.
the Baltimore Ravens?
'Cause I have 14
Indianapolis
questions now
Colts.
because I have the answer.
What?
Ooh, excuse me.
I have the 14 questions. What second AFC team do I root for?
Ooh.
Kendall.
Second AFC team you root for. Caught me off guard with that one, but feeling pretty good about my answer.
So
What
give
is
it.
Just give me one more second.
No, now.
Second AFC team that he roots for is the Indianapolis Colts.
Mock.
Colts.
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 I
You have a Peyton Manning Colts jersey, and you love Andrew Luck.
also have a Peyton Manning Bronco jersey.
Yeah, I didn't know that until right now, so that would have helped my answer.
Number 9.
Everybody got a point.
Wow. number 10. How many baseball titles do I have?
Oh,
What does that mean?
Championships or records?
Like, how many?
tell you what,
How many titles? God,
Mock,
he fucking
Mock
said
has
it.
the best odds of.
How many championships do I personally
Are
have?
we talking like Little League?
Yeah, everything.
7.
Mock's got the best. chance.
Mass?
7.
Paul.
5.
Kendall.
4.
I think it's 3.
I hope the answer is 0.
Mock is correct.
Oh fuck.
Okay.
Whatever.
I-
Bullshit question.
I have one record besides that. That's most innings pitched in a Legion League history. I looked that up the other day.
How many innings?
I pitched 142 innings in one Legion.
Let me ask you something.
I
Was
feel
that,
like you just answered the question.
was that a PDF? Or was it a PDF file that you looked at?
No. There
Why
were
does that
37
matter?
There were 37
matters.
games. Okay, 37 games. And I personally pitched in 142 of them.
So what's the question here?
How many championship titles do I have?
We just answered that.
Yeah, you got it right. I had-
No, he was giving like a
Oh,
fact.
I
of-
thought this was leading up to a
No,
question.
Yeah, he was just giving a Souls fun fact after.
I
gotcha.
I got hurt that year.
Hasn't been the same since.
that,
Can I give a bonus Souls question that I know the answer to?
Sure. After the first 4.
What is Souls' favorite baseball record that he holds?
Oh, the Albertus Magnus ERA.
Okay.
I know that's not it. I think I know what it is.
Something Cardinals related. I just don't know what.
Most innings pitched.
That's my answer.
Yeah, as a Cardinals player.
Do you want to rechange yours after
No,
I say
what
mine?
is it?
That he's the only person that he knows of that struck a guy out on 2 pitches.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
What?
true. Yeah.
Kyle struck a guy. Kyle
Strike
threw
2,
2
guy
strikes.
walked
The
off.
guy
So-
walked away from the plate.
Quick story. So I'm facing this kid from Pennsylvania in South Carolina,
In
Arcadia,
college.
Arcadia to be exact. Strike
Which is
1,
weird because I grew up in Arcadia, Florida.
strike 1, strike 2. Kid was dumbfounded. I struck that like in 2 pitches. He was just like, "What the fuck?" I was like,
Ow.
bruh." Then he walked off, and the umpire was like, 2. I'm like, "Just let him go." And he struck out on 2 pitches because he walked off the field.
Did he know that he did?
Nope, he's an idiot.
Okay.
He
Kyle,
probably
next-
went ding dong off.
Do I get a bonus point for that?
No.
Nope.
But everyone else knows, except for Mass. Those 2 know that. They know that you've done that. That's a
Dude,
story that's been told.
I am so drunk.
Do I get a point
Question
for
number
that?
11.
Wow.
How many? Oh no, I already answered that. Question that.
Which one?
What is
Hold
my
on, Kyle.
favorite?
Hey, hold on.
You're going.
No one's going fast at all. We've been on the same question for the past 10
I
minutes.
know, but they're going back and forth, and then you said the bonus point. So if you won,
He doesn't get
No,
bonus.
there's no
points.
bonus point.
so nobody got a point.
No.
No. What is my favorite What's my favorite baseball moment? Personally.
For you?
Like, not involving the MLB.
Your life or
My life.
Okay.
Mass.
No, hold on. Your life, like, as in you,
You-
achieving
you
the baseball
playing
moment, or
or-
like
I
any...
achieved this moment in baseball.
Okay.
Mass.
How the fuck are you going to expect me to
All
pull
right,
this
fine.
out?
Mock.
your no hitter.
That's mine as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, I don't know the statistics
Okay.
of it, but I know.
Okay.
it's her.
If you can guess the amount of pitches, you get double points.
58.
All right. Assume, by the way, you're looking at me, I assume I'm next. 61 for argument's sake.
43.
63 was my answer before. But
I'm going to give it to Mock because you was one off.
Damn, I knew
No,
I
you can't give it to anybody.
You're right.
You give him double points because he was
Right.
off.
knew I was right in it.
It was 57.
Damn.
I called Red Baron. Somebody gave me the private stock.
We got to finish this. We're keeping it in a very bad bottle.
But
We need the glass.
Mock, I'm very proud of you for remembering that.
Well, you know.
We're 12.
Well, listen, Milwaukee. As you told every little leaguer on our team this story.
So,
What is my
Yoshi,
favorite?
me, Red Baron, and Maksheen got the points for that. I know I said the names, but do you have any idea how confused you'd be if I started saying Kyle names?
What
Wait,
is
hold on.
my
Why did you give us
favorite
a point for that?
nickname? Mass.
Is it the man of many names?
Milwaukee.
Why don't I get a point for that?
Ooh. Man.
I said no hitter too.
Souls' favorite nickname.
I get a point for that.
Wow.
It's a 3-hour show, Reed.
It is a 3-hour show. We got plenty of time if that's the
We
case.
got
Come on.
42 minutes. I already thought of 2 more questions I could ask.
All right, perfect. I want to keep them going. We have another.
Okay.
We have time. I'm really enjoying this game. I can't wait for next week's Machine Appreciation Week. Machine's Washable Showdown. That's what it's going to be.
Machine's all right. For argument's sake, Souls, your favorite nickname is Souls.
I'm going Milwaukee.
The correct answer is Milwaukee.
Damn it.
It's his Facebook name.
So me.
For a hilarious reason, but it's his Facebook name.
What's the reason?
Oh, that's an off the air thing. So
know what?
me and
I'm gonna
Gilberto.
say-
No,
we're
no.
not. We don't have the time.
Oh,
Me
shit.
and Gilberto get the point. Sorry.
I was going to say,
Me
you
and
guys want to tell a quick
me and
story?
Gilberto.
I was going to say this is a 4-point question, like the 4 answers.
Executive decision. You
but
get to
I'm going
say
to
the
put 2
important
questions
pointer.
before this. Who is my least favorite NBA team?
Is it the Phoenix Suns?
Paul.
Nah, this is tough.
Least favorite NBA team?
We got to name 4?
No. This is a different question.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just overall?
Yep.
Least favorite NBA team?
I have my answer. I have to pee real bad.
Say your
All
answer.
right. No. Just Souls. I want you to tell us a quick story
Okay.
about yourself. Like, give us 30-second story.
Tell us the story about how you changed your name to
I
Milwaukee.
know all the NBA teams, but I need to have them in front of me for a second, so I just need to see.
So,
Anybody else can do this, by the way.
a story about myself. Okay. I am a very simple man. I work at Burger King.
In pretty much every facet of
Yes.
the word.
I work at Burger King. I don't have any value for money.
True.
I put people first, like, especially my friend. I never worry about myself. I'm never the first one in my mind. When it comes to Christmas, I worry about my friends and my family.
That's it. This is a terrible story about yourself.
Am I wrong?
You're just talking about yourself.
Am I wrong?
You're not. I'm not saying you're wrong.
But like, I'm just saying, like, I put my family and friends first.
You're right.
Especially my friends. Family is all over the place, so it's whatever. Like my friends are the most important things in my life.
But I like this because we should do a little bit of an about me thing for every
Wow.
person.
Wow.
That was impressive.
All right. Okay. So least favorite NBA team. I honestly don't really know this. I'm sure you've said it in conversation, but it wasn't like a focal point. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna say the Nets.
Mock.
That's a shot.
You know, I was.
These Mountain Dews are gonna be real clutch on the way home.
Oh, dude, I'm pretty toast.
I can't wait to drink this 20-ounce Mountain Dew and then get a large Mountain Dew from Taco Bell after.
Baja Blast.
I'm going to go ahead and say the Warriors.
You, Mojito.
I was going to say the Nets. I actually pointed that out on his phone.
Souls can be kind of funny sometimes.
Shot.
About being close in
It's a
the
shot
division.
though. It's Milwaukee.
And Milwaukee could be funny.
No, it's a
I'm going to
shot.
go with the Knicks.
Wow, Kendall got it right.
See,
Fuck.
I knew it was a New York team, but I was just like, I feel like he doesn't. I feel like it's not the Knicks because I feel like he doesn't want to stick it to Jeff.
I don't fucking care about Jeff.
Yes, you do.
I do. I love him.
Oh, God.
I
Jeff,
love my friends more than anything. Fuck Jeff.
No, I don't care about his teams. His teams are like all over the place.
It's weird.
All right.
Really?
I think it's really weird that we grew like our core group of friends all grew up in New England, and the only two people that have the same fan base are from Pennsylvania. Other than that, everyone else is everywhere. Think about it. Handy's in Minnesota. Pat is New England.
Well,
Kendall
Pat,
and Kyle.
Are you talking only football?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, because Pat's a Yankees fan. I didn't know if you were only
Pat's
saying
not a Yankees fan. Pat only follows football, and it's the Patriots.
All
and
right.
That's barely.
You guys ready for this?
Pat doesn't follow baseball.
I
He does.
guarantee no one gets this right. What is my second favorite baseball team ever? Kendall.
Second favorite team ever. That is a very tough question.
Baseball.
Let's go with the Mariners.
I like to go last.
Rockies.
Fuck.
Wow. Clip City.
Yeah, he's making it sound really good, but he couldn't avoid that clip. So, you know,
Well, no one
fuck
can
him.
avoid that. What if a
He's
jet
not. If his
crashed
hand
into
was
it?
on the board, he could have avoided it.
Oh, it's impossible.
No, it's not your fault.
do you
it's
have
his
an-
fault.
do you
There
have
is
an answer?
one person who can answer the question. and he
Mass's
is not
fault
here.
and
Jeff.
River's fault.
Yep.
It's the Rockies.
No, it's not the Rockies thing. Because he already told me that I answered it wrong.
Oakland Athletics.
There are two people here that know who my second favorite team is.
That was my second choice.
Oakland Athletics.
See, I didn't think it was the Athletics because he's always said I just really like their color scheme. So I didn't think he actually liked the team.
I love the team. I love it. I like Matt Olson. I like Jed Lowry. I like how the team's put together.
I'm a
I
big
was
fan of
gonna
Mary
say-
Kate and Ashley.
I was going to say Rockies,
How'd you know?
A's, Angels.
Kyle, because we've talked about things.
All right. Last question.
That
Mock
sounded like,
wins.
it sounded like I
Mock
just gave you a really heartfelt Christmas gift. Like, how'd you know?
Last question.
Mock wins.
In order,
Oh.
name my 4 favorite teams and their favorite players.
Oh.
We'll start off with
Current
Paul.
players?
Wait, all time?
No,
Or
right now. Right now.
Okay. In order?
Yep.
All right.
Do you get half points for just getting the team and not the player?
You get half point for the player, not the team.
Phillies, Nola, Steelers, Brown, Sixers, Simmons, Penguins, Malkin.
Everything he just said.
Yep.
No.
Really?
wait,
That's
wait.
you. As you were saying it, I was saying it in my head.
Now, I'm having a,
There's only one I think could possibly be different, but I don't think it is.
I'm
should
having,
say.
a, I'm having a brain fart.
It's only
Well,
half
let me explain. I have the teams in order and the players in order, except for the Phillies, and I can't think of the position, the player's name.
Can I was gonna say, can
Reese
I say it to him?
Hoskins. That's what I'm gonna go with.
Okay. All of you have most right.
All right. It's definitely Phillies, Nola.
Yep.
It's definitely Sixers, Simmons.
Yep.
Is it Pittsburgh, Ben?
Nope.
Who is it?
Brown.
It's Malkin's your favorite Penguin, Kyle. We've done this. We did this like last week.
If you say Sid the Kid, I'm smacking
All
you.
the time, it's Sid the Kid.
You said Malkin like last time we did
Yeah.
this, Kyle.
Yes, but right now.
Kyle loses all
You
points.
can't change it in a week. That's not
All the
fair.
time, it's Crosby.
No, you said your favorite player was Malkin.
So I get the
What do
Reese
you
point.
mean all
Another
time?
question. New question. We all get all
All right,
those
fine.
points.
New question.
No, not new question. We just all the he doesn't count, but the two of us get 4 points. He gets 3.5.
I'll add one more.
And
to it.
honestly, fuck anybody at this table if they got your 4 teams wrong. Honestly.
All right, new
Except for me,
question.
because I wouldn't have done that
Nope.
otherwise. I would have gotten the team.
I'll give you a question.
Well, hold on. What are the standings?
Who's in last place?
Chris,
Damn it.
Yeah, figures.
then Kendall, then Mom, then Paul.
What am I ahead of Mock by?
1.
Oh,
All right.
this is huge.
Really? I thought I was winning.
I thought you were too.
I recount.
This isn't the
All right.
Bush election. I'm Al Gore.
I'm Al Gore. Go ahead, Kyle. What do you got?
You made it worth 2 points to make it interesting.
All time.
I don't think I'm close.
We'll do 5 points. Make it interesting.
2 points would have made it interesting enough, but
5 points.
Okay.
This is a baseball question.
oh, come on.
All time.
Can you make it a football question?
No. Who is my favorite outfielder in Phillies history?
Oh, you throw a screwball at me there. Let Mojito go first on this one.
My answer is whatever Mock says.
Oh, wait a minute. I may know it. Bobby Abreu. Someone should talk.
So, that's sort of my thinking also. But he could pull a fast one, like an 08.
If he
Philly.
pulls a fast one, it's bullshit because he just said Bobby Abreu is his favorite Philly.
I'm gonna go with Abreu.
See, if the Abreu question didn't come earlier, I would have said Pete Rose because of how much of an influence his
Yeah.
dad has had on him.
Me too.
But the Abreu thing is what shook me for Abreu. Although, I don't want to take anything away from Hunter Pence's career.
So Paul said Hunter Pence.
No, he didn't. Paul would rather
All
say
right, you know
no
what?
answer.
New question because it's easy as fuck. You guys both got it right.
Yeah. Well, because it's like it was a setup from a previous
Yeah.
question. If you
Who
never asked the
is-
Abreu question, we both would have got it wrong. 'Cause
Besides
we
Cole
both would have
Hamels,
said Pete Rose.
Okay.
Did you say Pete Rose?
only between,
I was thinking Rose,
only
yeah.
between Paul and Mock.
Well, hold on. How many behind is Kendall?
Oh, probably many.
No, you got a lot right.
No, he's. So
I-
that question didn't count.
That question didn't count.
Okay, so then
I
Why
should have
is
said
it
the
so
A's.
hard?
That
It's so
question.
2.5 behind you, Paul. and-
2.5.
Well, there was the half question because you got the Sid the Kid wrong.
And he's 1.5 behind Mark.
All right.
How far am I
So if it's
behind
worth
Kendall?
5,
You're at 5.
We'll keep it at 5.
so if it's at 5 and we all get it wrong and somehow he gets it right, he wins.
All right, we'll keep it at 5.
And if that's the case, the three of us
Who wins?
have to shoot
Who?
ourselves in the
Who?
foot.
Besides Cole Hamels, is my Phillies favorite pitcher of all time.
I got a couple names in mind,
I know. Kyle, why don't you give us another quick anecdote about yourself while we all think?
but I'm gonna lock one in.
No. I want to give a quick.
Because I think I know it. I think I know it.
All right. We'll just go around.
Roy Halladay.
Kendall.
Roy Halladay.
That was also Roy Halladay.
Roy Halladay.
Fuck! All right, we gotta redo this. We need to
Big
we
fan.
need the
You have
winner.
to take a shot because we all got it right.
All right, fine.
I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I'm like, please don't let Mock go last. Because I was sitting here thinking to myself, like, if I say
All right.
Roy Halladay, he's going to say Aaron Nola,
right.
and one of us is going to
Last
be right.
question. I promise all the viewers. Favorite Steeler of all time besides Troy Polamalu and Tony Brown, all time, from when I was born to now. Mass.
Why don't you give us a quick anecdote real quick while I think about that?
No, because it's really, this is going to be between me and Mock. I think we're going to say different answers. Kendall,
Now,
do you have an answer?
We're excluding Palomalu and Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't think it's Bell.
If it was last season, it'd be Bell, but now Kyle hates him.
You know, it's a very tough question.
All right, I'm going to say Ryan Shazier.
Juju Smith-Schuster.
Kyle, you're a funny guy sometimes, and I've been wrong about many things I've thought about you.
Can I change mine if no one said it?
Especially since,
If nobody gets it right, we're going to do the same question again. Same
Especially-
answer. So just give an answer.
well, he owes a shot of prime stock.
I do owe one.
Just give an answer.
Kyle, Alan Faneca.
That's a good answer.
He gave me a face, though, so I was
I'm
wrong.
going to say Ben Roethlisberger.
All of you are wrong.
David
All right.
DeCastro.
Fuck that guy.
Fantasy doesn't, or Madden doesn't count.
So it's continuing. We're just going to keep going until we get it.
Or at least one more round, because this is probably riveting right now.
Yeah.
No, I
The
like
listeners
this.
who
I don't
haven't,
give a
you
shit
know.
what the listeners think. And I mean that. This is good. You need to get to know us. When you get to know us, you can have more fun. Because here's the thing. If you know a lot about Kyle, and then you hear him shitting on a Steelers player, you know it's genuine. You know he honestly thinks that.
Favorite Steeler?
Kendall.
All right, I got to dig back to our days of 2004 to 2008.
Can I jump you real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Santonio Holmes.
No, I don't. I mean, I'd be surprised.
You going Rashard?
Yeah. Souls loves Rashard Menno just as much as I love
It's
freaking
true.
Bill Belichick. Oh, God. Souls, you know, I'm sure it's the beer talking, but you've stumped me here. God, I got all these old players that are dancing in my mind. I'm trying to remember people that you know,
Just pick
gave
somebody.
a shit about.
Just pick somebody. Turn his mic off. But he has the board.
You're right, dude. Keep rubbing your leg.
Feels nice.
So plug the board.
All right, I'm really blanking here.
You can't think of a Steeler?
No, I can think of tons, but I just can't think
name
of
one then. Just name a great Steeler since
Uh,
2000.
James Harrison.
Okay.
Was it Miller?
Yeah.
One more time around the board. Whoever comes closest gets it.
Oh, that's bullshit. Because
Jerome
that's
Bettis.
Oh, dick.
I was thinking him, but
All right. Who's going next?
Kendall is.
All right.
I feel like it's a defensive player.
I do too, because my second is going to be, I'll say it after you.
You already guessed.
I know, but I'm sticking with the bus.
I don't know why. I don't know. Never talk about this guy, so it can't be him.
Who was it?
Just say a name.
Joey Porter.
Paul.
I'm going to shoot myself for this because I know what he's going to say and I want to say it, but I have a gut feeling Casey Hampton.
Knock.
Villanueva. I'm out of Steelers players.
The correct answer.
Kate is fucking Hines Ward.
Correct.
God damn it, that's who I was going to say.
That's what I was going to say, but I was like, Mock's going to say it, and I'm like, fuck, it might be Casey Hampton.
Didn't even think of Hines Ward.
The other player was Ryan Clark.
I knew Ryan Clark was on that list of top 5, but I knew he wasn't second
Hines Ward.
or third.
Yeah,
So wait, where does Ben rank all time? 4? 5?
7.
Is that just an arbitrary number, or do you have a top 6 in
I
front
have a
of him?
top 6.
Go.
Well, he's already named his top 5.
Top 6 in Troy Palmalo, Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, Ryan Clark, Hines Ward, Antonio Brown.
So hold on.
Brown's on there twice.
So Le'Veon Bell was 3.
Yeah.
So we were just guessing the 5th best player, your 5th favorite player.
Well, he said
But Brown
Ben.
was also 2 and 5, so.
Well, look, 5.
So do I win?
No.
I remember, dude.
Well,
I think so.
Here's the thing: either nobody got points, or I said Hines Ward.
Yeah, you won, Paul.
All right, I win. Mox in second. Master your third. This is a Souls fantasy thing,
Why is
so
he third?
because it's a Souls fantasy guessing, so Kendall finishes last. And in
That's the way
fantasy,
it-
Kendall's terrible at it.
It doesn't have to be this way, but it has to be this way.
I'll tell you what, though. Yoshi over there ready to fight for her man.
Yeah. Why? My redheaded giant is the best. All right.
Terrible at fantasy.
Beer reviews. Souls Appreciation Day. You had 2 juicy beers today, including a 2 juicy. Whoa.
One tasted like tomato juice.
Which is the Wally Juice from Wachusett Brewing.
How'd you know?
So I remembered.
Because he can read.
Great. What? Too juicy was great. It always is.
Come on, give me, what's your best thing? Give me something. 2 juicy.
It's juicy like an orange juice, baby.
That's not it. Say it again.
That's the best we're going to get from him.
Yeah.
It's juicy, baby.
All right, how was your beer that's already been on the show? Shot.
Listen, this was a gift from him.
Yeah.
The A10 Warthog Double IPA, it's pretty good. A lot of double IPAs, I feel breweries go real heavy on the hop. This one it's not killer. It's nice, smooth, drinkable.
I had
Capone?
Day Kaiju, perhaps.
David Njoku. Just call it the David Njoku. It's better
David
than the
Njoku?
Dyke Jew beer you called it.
I mean, I need a
This
phonetics
guy was
person.
throwing racial and fucking like homophobic
in here.
slurs around.
Was not intentional to
Yeah,
those,
he's
of those
like,
communities.
oh, I'm drinking Dyke Jew.
Hey,
No,
Phonetically, it
we
could
are
be
not homophobic nor racist
that.
against
And
religions
no one
or
insinuated it until you insinuated it.
Usually.
Yeah,
But
the red
How
hat-
was your beer?
Banner Brewing, it's a double IPA. It's very good. I like hoppier beer. I enjoy this a lot. I enjoy here Mosaic Idaho.
Ohio!
Idaho 7. I don't know what that is, but very tasty. I enjoyed it. For you double IPA guys, go get it.
Riddler?
I had Coors Light. It was
Not the
Coors
Riddler.
Light.
Moving on.
So I had the McHale after multiple attempts at getting it opened. There's a cork in the bottom. But I promised all the beer snobs out there were no cork resins in there, so it didn't alter the taste.
Woo!
Very good beer. Pitched 8 scoreless innings while the offense put up a 14 spot. Then I closed with a non-save opportunity from my closer because he hadn't pitched in 6 weeks. From my Natty Ice, the closer was rusty. Gave up 13 runs, but we still won 14-3. So good for us.
Good stuff.
All right.
All right, goodbye. No, where can they find us?
You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Getting Sports with Drunk. Twitter is GSWD_4.
Make sure to use the hashtag GSWD for all your daily uses, whether it's being the worst fantasy person ever or appreciating souls.
Be sure to subscribe on Podbean, iTunes, Google Play, iHeartRadio, anywhere you can find podcasts. We're on the PPRN Radio Network every Monday night from 7:30-ish to whenever we kind of sign off.
Use the hashtag PPRN.
And coming up, December 15th, just a few weeks away, is the 7th annual PPRN Toy Drive.
Donate.
Yeah, donate. $20 donation at the door or a toy of $15 in value. It's going to be down at Odie's Place in Hamden from 6 to 2 a.m.
To be determined, we may do something. They're doing a broadcast there, so we may do something.
Yeah.
I don't know yet.
A lot of the PPRN musical acts that you've seen will be down there playing. Go check it out. It's a good cause. Come party. This guy will be there. Souls.
Yeah. You drunk, Kyle?
That's not his name today.
Can you give us like an actual verbal?
Give me a moo.
Oh yeah. Yeah, give us a moo.
That's enough.
We had a great time for Souls Appreciation Day. Make sure to tune in next week, as Machine Washable said, from 7:30-ish to 10:30-ish for Machine Appreciation Day.
All right.
What are we calling that again?
It's Machine. I don't know. We're gonna come up with a great name for it when the show starts.
I'd like to come up with a new name because Machine
No,
sucks.
No, Machine Washable is awesome, and that's gonna happen. So we're all gonna have to use washer brand names for the show.
Are you going to dress like me?
Yeah, we all have to dress like Mock. We have to do our best Mock dressed impersonation.
Can I call Maytag?
I have the best Mock hair so far.
Well, I got the Kyle Souls makeshift headband.
Yeah, but your hair is kind of curly.
I know.
So I'm the best so far because Kyle looks like a hedgehog and Kendall looks like a fag. So, like,
That's
cigarette.
not cool.
It's a cigarette. A cigarette, guys. Get your head in the fucking gutter, Kendall.
Well, I mean, to the listeners everywhere.
Yeah, you. Anyway, make sure to always tune in to PPRN shows.
Post your stuff.
Post your stuff.
Your
Use the hashtag GSWD.
We got to get a giveaway going soon.
Yeah, we got to get a giveaway going soon. We're going to have a banner soon. We got a lot of stuff in the works.
Look out for this week's Twitter poll. It'll be up soon.
We're going to cover that next Monday on the show, as well as another Machines Mix Match mashup. And, yeah, it'll be Machine Washable Day. So he'll have trivia questions ready. Another 10 to 70 questions, depending on how drunk he gets. We're going to get him really drunk.
I think
Because I'm going to bring him to class.
The difference is I got to drive home.
No, I'm going to bring you to class.
I go straight from work.
I will pick you up from work with Kendall. He'll drive your car home. You'll go to class. I'll pick you up from class, bring you here.
All right.
We'll make it work somehow so that you can get hammered. But you're not getting hammered.
Hypothetically speaking, looking at the calendar, we may have enough days that we can do all our...
We should go through
Yeah.
everyone.
No,
No,
not
if we're
you,
not
'cause
doing
you
a
don't talk
Yoshi
enough on the
Day.
show and you don't drink the private stuff.
That's the
Although it would
plan.
be funny if Soul's here dressed up as you.
Well, it'd be really easy. All you have to do is dress up as Kathy. It's pretty much the same thing.
He'd probably ask to borrow like a pair of your yoga pants.
Oh, yeah.
Just got them on now.
All right. Well, until next week for the Machine Appreciation Day, I'm your hostess, Cupcake K Quick Souls.
I'm Gilberto.
Mojito.
I'm K. Souls Capone.
And I am Brother Souls.
Yeah.